Welcome to Real Talk Hilton Head with David and Dale Cross, the real estate lifestyle podcast of Coastal Carolina.
Join us as we share stories from our community, insight into the local lifestyle, and the real scoop on real estate.
From market trends to home design, we dive deep into what it means to live and thrive here.
Discover the state of mind and philosophy of the Low Country that enriches life through personal growth, health and wellness, and human connection.
Whether you're a local or thinking of becoming one, we're here to guide you through the ins and outs of living this coastal escape.
Tune in, relax, and enjoy the conversation with Real Talk Hilton Head,
the podcast of Coastal Carolina.
This episode is brought to you by the David Dale team, powered by eXp Realty in Hilton Head.
Welcome to Real Talk Hilton Head, the real estate lifestyle podcast of Coastal Carolina. Are you thinking about weight loss? Are you considering Ozempic or some form of Ozempic or any other thing? Are you frustrated? Are you just battling this for years and you want the answers on how do you lose weight? How do you do it healthy? And how do you live on the other side of weight loss without drugs? Well, this episode's for you. We're going to talk about everything. Ozempic, we're going to talk about healthy weight loss, we're going to talk about kava, kratom, all sorts of things. So if this is up your alley, you need to stick around, you need to subscribe first, like this, share, but you need to pay attention because today we have Dr. Bradley Morris. He is a multitude of things on Hilton Head Island. Asher, if you want to break to the wide angle here, that's Dr. Morris. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the show.
Back to the show, yeah.
Absolutely.
Back by popular demand.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time we did the show, it just blew up, and
Yeah.
people just want more information
Sure.
on what we're going to talk about. So thank you for coming back
my pleasure.
and being with us.
So
Always
let's
so much fun.
backfill.
Okay.
So let's go through your history so everybody can know like what your struggle was with the weight
Yeah.
and give them that story and then how we got in touch with Dr. Bradley.
He was, first of all, he was my savior and answered so many questions. I think we said this the last
I
time.
thut that was
but-
Jesus, but
Yeah,
we'll
okay.
talk about
All
it
right,
in another
we'll talk
episode.
I'm not trading places.
You have to be third because he would be second.
I'll take it.
No, I mean, as many women know, when you hit that 40 mark, your hormones start to change, and you have children. It's just once you have kids, it just changes everything. And
Yeah.
I was doing everything I could. I was exercising, trying to eat healthy, what we thought was healthy.
You would sit at your desk on that little walking
Oh,
I
I
bought
had
her
a
a walking
treadmill.
treadmill.
Oh, yeah.
I would walk.
She would
on
walk
my
8
desk.
hours a day.
If I could.
Yeah.
And I learned to type very well
yeah.
behind it. I just was frustrated, absolutely frustrated. So I worked with Dr. Mary Odom for a period of time to get myself cleaned up, and then I got to a point where she said, all right, you're ready for Dr. Bradley. And that's where we met.
Yep.
And we started this program that we really want to talk about. It's more than a program, it's a lifestyle. And it's truly become my lifestyle. And we'll get into that now, but for me, it was truly life-changing. It gave me my confidence back. It made me feel like who I really am. Because most women, when
Put
you're
a thumbs
overweight-
up in the comments if you want your confidence back and to feel better right now.
Absolutely. And if you know the person that you are right now is not who you really are. And I think that's what I struggled with.
Yeah.
It was like I knew there was a better Dale in there. And so when I lost the weight, honestly, I lost 45 pounds. In how many months? Probably about 5 months, 6
The
months?
program's only 4, and you hit your goal before the end.
I
so.
did, didn't I? Okay.
So 45
Yeah.
pounds, 45 pounds in 4 months.
And I've kept it off. I think that's the key.
Absolutely.
The key for me, honestly, was lifestyle. And I think Dr. Bradley helped me learn my body. And that's what's so beautiful about your program. There were so many things, and we'll get into that. So please hang tight, is I learned what worked for my body and what doesn't work for my body.
And most
So-
importantly, no prescriptions.
Yes, this was all 100% natural through food, diet, obviously exercise and peptides and supplementation. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
So-
great. So Dr. Bradley, explain, because what we want for the audience, because we missed this last time, walk us through where you started with
Yeah, from
Dale
start to
and that
finish.
whole process and give them hope and give them the steps.
Well, and I think, sorry to jump in, because there was a step before, there's 2 parts to your weight loss
That's a
program.
good point.
So let's start from the beginning. If somebody's coming to you Where do you start?
The first thing is, do they qualify for just the weight loss program?
Okay.
Right. I know that sounds kind of rough, maybe, that you didn't qualify, and people are like, well, I need to lose weight. I definitely should qualify. And I'm
Right.
like, well, sometimes we have underlying issues going on that have to be addressed before you're even ready to get into any type of weight loss. And it could be a digestive issue. It could be an autoimmune issue that you're not even aware of.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of underlying things going on in our bodies that we're not really aware of because we may not be symptomatic yet.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of questions that I ask first to go, hey, is this going to be a good place for you to start? So let's say that they can get past that first screening of those questions and jump right into a weight loss program.
So you have a questionnaire that they fill out?
Actually, it's me.
Okay, you're the questionnaire.
I am the questionnaire. I have some
That
questions.
smiling face is the questionnaire.
Yeah. And the reason it's not as simple as a questionnaire is because your answer leads to another question.
That's where
Yeah.
your experience and your
Yeah.
knowledge.
So doing functional medicine for as long as I have, it's one of those things. I'm like, well, if you answer it this way, I'm going to go this way.
Okay.
But if you answer it this way, I'm going to go this way.
Yeah.
And so, and that's just going to keep
personalized.
changing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I wish it was cookie cutter. I wish there was so many more things that were cookie cutter in what I do. This is just not.
Yeah.
The weight loss program, once you get past that first part, so if we don't have underlying conditions that are preventing us from even attempting to lose weight, then we can jump into this weight loss program. And so getting into that, then it's a matter of going, all right, what are goals? Number one, are your goals reachable
Yeah.
in a certain time frame? And then it's a matter of going, okay, what all are you doing wrong?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that there's so much information out there
yeah.
That's what's so
that it's
overwhelming.
confusing.
It
it's
is. They all
overwhelming.
contradict each other.
It does,
Yeah.
and I see them all. And here's the problem with all the diets out there. By the way, this is a plug for every diet out there. They all work. They
That's
all
true.
work
Yeah.
for the right person,
Okay.
right? And so that's the part that I look at and go, well, which diet works for everybody?
Yeah.
Well, there's no perfect diet for everyone, right? So the way that we put the program together was, all right, let me talk to them. We do use peptides, and what the peptides does is it actually helps us speed up the metabolism so that we can burn fat.
Okay.
Because without seeing results quickly, people get disinterested, right? Honestly, if you're making me follow a specific way to eat and I'm not seeing some change, I'm gonna stop doing it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I
That's
look at
true.
everything as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm not willing to do it, how can I ever expect anybody else to do it?
Yeah.
So seeing the changes quickly in a safe manner, to me, is very important.
Can we park on a second? Peptides, because I didn't know what a peptide was.
Sure.
What's peptide?
A peptide is an amino acid.
Okay.
So everybody knows what a protein is, right?
Yeah.
That's a long chain amino acid.
Okay.
Short chain amino acids are peptides.
Got it.
So all naturally occurring in your body, and all we've done is we've combined different amino acids to create this peptide that helps speed up the metabolism.
Okay.
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 Does your body produce those naturally over the years? Does it change?
Not producing them, you're going to get different amino acids from the food you eat.
Okay.
And
Or
then-
not get.
Or not eat. And
Okay.
one of the problems is food is so nutrient-less
Yes.
anymore.
Yeah.
And everything that they're doing to the food is affecting it. And one thing you brought up that I loved was we have babies and our hormones change.
Yes.
And I went, yep, because almost every food out there anymore is a hormone disruptor,
Yeah.
right? So when we're going up and down the aisles, just look to your left and your right and go, hormone disruptor, hormone disruptor.
I've heard somebody say to me, "Don't go in the center aisles.
That's what I'm talking
Live
about.
on the outer
Yeah.
aisles,
Sit on
right?"
the
And you
outside.
just walk down there and you see Fruit Loops,
Yeah.
hormone disruptor,
One of the worst.
Doritos, and I'm picking out foods that I love.
Yeah.
I don't eat them because I know they're hormone, but these are things that I grew up on, and I really love Doritos. It's one of my favorite
Oh, me
chips.
too.
But they look at all the stuff in it, and because I can read
the
the label,
ingredients. It's the artificial ingredients
it
that
is
disrupt the
It
hormones.
is.
Can
It's
you talk to that?
preservatives.
Okay.
And the things that are food colorings, MSG, all those things are messing with hormones.
Yeah.
So you're right. When we have babies and as we age, our hormones are changing. Even for us guys,
Yeah.
our hormones are changing. But unfortunately, the food is speeding that along. And we're starting to see that now in younger people.
Yeah.
In my practice, I never saw teenagers and 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds. It was always 40s and plus.
Yeah.
I got more teens and 20s and 30s now than I've ever had.
Are you thinking about making a move to the Low Country?
Whether you're searching for the perfect home, or you're exploring vibrant communities on the coast, or dreaming of a new lifestyle, we're here to help.
Contact the David Dale team today and let's make your dream a reality.
I heard it said that a pediatrician never in their whole career would see a kid with diabetes. And now they're saying over 50% of the kids by the time they're 18 are pre-diabetic or diabetic.
Right.
Is that right? I mean,
It's frightening.
yeah.
And then the question that I have, then I'm like, well, what's causing it? And so that's what my whole practice is built on.
Okay.
Is why and what's
Root
causing
cause.
it. Root cause.
Got it.
And everybody gets that label. And I'm like, that's a great label, but all that kind of does is tell us where we need to look. Because it's going to go right back to how the weight loss program was built.
Okay.
And what I did is I just took my functional medicine practice and went, wow, everybody loses weight. Now I could just do a weight loss program for people that don't need the in-depth work that we do here and see them lose weight. And I was telling you earlier, I go, we're at a point now that I don't have anybody that can't lose weight.
Is this for
love that.
obese people though? Because you know, you have some of those people that they need to lose 200 pounds. They need to
Absolutely.
lose, a lot of weight. Is this for them, or do they need something different?
So if you think about it, there's a high likelihood that there's a lot of underlying stuff going on
Yeah.
If they're
that
obese.
needs to be addressed
First. Okay.
right? I tell this a million times. I'm like, well, you don't break down your food, you don't absorb your nutrients.
Got it.
Okay. Well, what else? What other problems does that cause? And usually, those people that are that overweight are already going to have all the labels:
They're gonna have
hypertension, diabetes,
all this
They're going to have it all.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, we all have that going on. And then the question is like, well, why did I get it? God didn't select them.
Yeah.
Like, they don't really want to be obese.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
But there's a breakdown in the system that no one's addressed and nobody's tried to address to go, hey, listen, this is the problem.
Yeah.
Right? It's not this calorie in, calorie out thing. It's not that you're not exercising. It's not that. There was other things that disrupted these systems. And what we don't realize as a group is it all works together.
Yeah.
But remember, we got a cardiologist,
holistic,
dermatologist.
yeah.
So there's an ologist for every part of your body.
Yep.
And are they communicating? Well, and then functional medicine, that's what I do, is I'm looking at, number one, what's the biggest problem, and two, what's causing it.
Yeah.
Right. And so when you start addressing those things, then you can really
And-
change people's lives.
And you're going to the root of the problem. So if they have
Absolutely.
hypertension, instead of giving them a pill for that hypertension, you're saying, all right, what's causing that?
Absolutely.
Through blood work, through...
Sure, and it's a matter of identifying things that most doctors are looking at going, it's really not a problem.
Okay. Yeah, because it's not a problem to them because they're over here.
Yeah.
This is the problem zone I'm looking at.
And it's just like hyperlipidemia, high cholesterol.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to give them a statin to lower the cholesterol because, elevated cholesterol causes strokes and heart attacks, which is number one killer in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the easiest thing to do is let's lower it. Instead of going, well, what's the problem?
What's causing that?
So if you really dig deep, elevated cholesterol is an inflammatory marker.
Okay. Which will lead us
What's causing the inflammation?
That's
that's
well, it's
precisely
so
the
funny.
point.
I saw a doctor who actually said this. He said, blaming cholesterol for the heart condition is like blaming the paramedic for the car accident.
Thank you.
Right?
Yep.
And that hit me. He's like, because what happens is every time you see a condition, you see a ton of cholesterol, and you say, well, it's got to be the cholesterol. He's like, if we showed up at every car accident and you saw a paramedic, you're like, well, paramedics are causing it. And he's like, no, it was the inflammation that caused the cholesterol spike.
That is it in a nutshell. And
Yeah.
so everybody's looking at that. It's a billion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
And all I look at it, and there are some genetic predispositions. So there's
Sure.
type 2A, ready for this one, hyper-beta lipoproteinemia.
Wow. Can you say that 3 times
I
quickly?
can,
Hey.
2A hyper-beta lipoproteinemia, 2A hyper-beta.
If you know what that is, put it in the comments, please.
It is
You can spell it.
I was gonna
but
say, try to spell that
without
one.
ChatGPT.
It is a genetic predisposition to going to have elevated cholesterol.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I've heard that there's some people have elevated cholesterol and they're perfectly healthy.
Totally,
They're
totally.
like, no, they're fine.
Yep, that's totally accurate.
Wow.
But the majority is an inflammatory response.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
And so the question then is, well, what's causing that? And nobody's looking.
Yeah.
And that's what I do is I look.
And that's what I was going to say. That's the key to your whole program.
It is.
So-
inflammation.
Pretty simple.
Trying to figure it out. It is, when you put it down on paper going, okay, here's what we found.
Yeah.
What's causing it? Well, I found this and I found that.
Yeah.
Which one of these things is actually the root cause?
Okay.
Right. And I'll tell you.
So that's where you're helping them kind of, you're the investigator, and then hunting
Absolutely.
it down. Okay.
And the thing that I say every week, every day, you don't break down your food and you don't absorb your nutrients, and let's see what it messed up.
Yeah.
That's it. And so that's where the weight loss thing came in, because I'm going, okay, I know you're not breaking down your food. That means you're not absorbing your nutrients. Do you have any other things going on that's going to prevent me from helping you lose weight? No. You're a great candidate for the weight loss program.
Got it. So that's
let's
the test.
fix all the underlying issues, and then
so,
we go
and a lot
into
of
it.
times when we just start breaking down our food and absorbing the nutrients properly, these things correct themselves. The wonderful thing about the human body, it is always trying to be healthy.
It is.
That's what
it's always renewing.
I've actually heard. I've heard that the body itself is the biggest driver of health. It's trying to make you healthy.
Always.
Yeah.
And I'm a chiropractor by trade. And if you look at spines, you'll see that your spine compensates to keep you out of pain.
Isn't that fun?
So if you would have a misalignment and it would hurt, all you would do is go get adjusted and everything would be fine, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
body automatically adjusts, compensates to keep you out of pain.
Isn't that
And then
funny?
it can't compensate any longer and you're like, man, I can't get rid of this pain.
Yeah.
Got it.
And you can take a pain pill, but what always comes back? Because it's not a result of being shortage on aspirin.
Yeah.
That headache
Yeah.
isn't because you're short on aspirin.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not a shortage. It does get rid of it, so God bless it.
The
but
body's
that's
not begging for more.
It's not begging for more. And so then
That's funny.
That's when I really realized that it can't compensate anymore. Mm-hmm. And so now you're seeking help. And that's where the chiropractic adjustment was helping people, is because they were removing and getting rid of those compensations and getting to that root cause of the problem by adjusting the spine.
Okay.
And
So this-
all we're doing is looking at it through the whole body.
Are you thinking of selling your home?
With our exclusive Elevate package, we combine over 50 years of experience, cutting-edge data analytics, our unique marketing strategies, and our extensive network to help your home rise above the rest.
While maximizing your sales price and minimizing the time on the market.
So contact the David Dale team today to learn more. So to sum this up right now to bring us up to speed, weight loss, anybody can do it. Anybody can get there. You do
All
have
diets work.
All diets work. You do have to have some certain things in place though for it to optimize, and that it's getting to the root cause is the biggest thing right now. So walk us through. So Dale comes in, you go through. She's a great candidate. Now, what's that process like? What are the steps like to say, okay, you are a good candidate. Where do we go?
So first is to show them what to eat.
Okay.
Right? I don't have any special foods, right? I just
Does
get rid of-
everybody eat the same thing?
We do have a approved food list.
In the beginning, yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's an approved food list. It's not as stringent as my functional medicine food list.
Okay.
So there's some leeways there.
Yeah.
And what I'll run into is somebody not losing weight, or they'll have a stall.
Okay.
And my question is like, well, what'd you eat?
Yeah.
Anybody that's worked with me knows that if you have no change or an increase in your weight, I'm coming at you with what'd you eat? So I do contact people frequently.
You did that with Dale.
So can I
Yeah,
just
chime
let
in.
you all know you are very accountable to Dr. Bradley. Every day you come in and you report your weight.
Yep.
So we'll kind of back up before we get there. So when you come in, right, you have this really cool book that just walks you through. You have a conversation with your folks. Tell them about the approved food.
Yep.
Basically, every day we're going to weigh yourself. And I'm going to tee that up for you. The reason why we weigh ourselves
It is
part
one of the
education.
most important things, and I know people don't want to get on the
The scale is your
Yes.
friend.
Yes,
I
that
believe
was
I heard that
when
somewhere.
I say to him every day, he was like, "The scale is your friend,
scale
Dale."
is
So there's the
Friend.
overlay. You can see it now. Happy guy.
Yeah.
Scale.
So think about it. Everybody hates it because the number's going to show up. But if you get on the scale and you gained a pound overnight, I am here to tell you with 100% certainty, you did not build a pound of muscle or a pound of fat overnight. Ain't happening. I wish, because I lift weights and I'm like, man, I would.
I did 2 pounds today.
Yeah, it would be fantastic. Not happening.
Yeah.
But what is happening is inflammation. So I tell people that don't get it, I'm like, listen, when you sprain your ankle, it swells up, right?
Yeah.
You're going to weigh more tomorrow with a sprained ankle than you did when it wasn't sprained. So when you
Why
eat an
is that?
inflammatory,
Like, how is
Good.
that?
It's the body's
protective
reaction.
mechanism.
Yeah,
Okay.
protecting.
So the reason your ankle swells is to protect the joint.
Okay.
So we swell it so you can't move it. It's protecting the joint.
Okay.
Well, inside of us, when we're eating foods, all of a sudden, when you become inflamed, guess what? You're not any longer hungry. Now, the problem that we have is people stay inflamed, and so they're programmed to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
Okay.
and they don't know what feeling good is. So, like, I feel fine. Doesn't change me. I'm like, just wait, because I'm going to help you get rid of the inflammation, so that when you do eat something that's inflammatory, you're going to know.
Yeah.
Oh my
See,
gosh.
And so this is the education process that was completely invaluable. Well, is that the right word? Totally valuable. You know what I'm trying to say? Invaluable means
Valuable is a
good.
good word. It means there's no
There's so much
no
value
amount of
to
How about
it.
the priceless?
All right, let's go with
Priceless word.
Priceless. We'll do a dailism. Invaluable can be a dailism. How's
Yes,
that?
invaluable is a dailism. If you don't know what a
They-
dailism is, look at our past.
Yeah, look at our journey home. I think the education that you bring to this program, that's just one of the things, is teaching us when you get on the scale, you go up a pound, that's inflammation, don't stress out. Because I would look at it and say, oh my God, I'm putting on weight. When you told me that, I'm like, okay, now I know my body doesn't like A, B, or C. And we'll get into that. But
Well, I also remember you're a special case because you like to play 4 hours of pickleball.
oh, tennis.
Oh,
Tennis.
well, that's,
Whatever.
you know
Well,
what,
I was
no,
like-
it is tennis, but you're right because
I thought it was pickleball, but it's tennis. I knew it was like 4 hours.
Do
and she's
not
like,
insult me.
no.
I didn't lose weight. And I'm
she
like,
would play 2 or 3 in the morning, 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon, and then come home the next day and be like, you know, I'm inflamed. Why? I'm like,
hello.
your body
And
right
she
now.
didn't lose weight.
Yeah.
And she was.
This was prior to you, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
but that shows you too. There's a lot of people out there who are exercising, and they're like, why am I not losing weight?
That's it.
Explain it. because-
So anytime you're exercising, and if you think about weightlifting is the easiest to do because you lift a weight.
yeah.
Well, we're trying to build a muscle. In order to build a muscle, I got to break it down.
Yes.
Well, that's an inflammatory reaction.
Yeah.
And I promise you, if you're working out and not losing weight, you're inflamed.
Yeah.
Now, is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. And I think you did a tournament or something.
Yes, and I
I was
came.
like, you just wait, give it a couple days.
Yeah.
Let the soreness leave your muscles, because that soreness is the inflammation.
Yep.
Let it leave, and your scale's going to go back to where it was and down more.
Yeah.
And it did.
And it
did.
And that's when you had that big epiphany with me. You're like, hey, it worked.
It's
I
the
get
workout.
it. Because I was like, hey, listen, I got no problem with your exercising, because the program says you don't have to.
Yeah, it does. And there's a reason why you say don't do
Yeah,
it.
because you're not going to see those changes.
Yeah.
And I said, Dr. Bradley, I will be exercising.
Well, that makes sense now too, because even for us, what I noticed, we went to a 2-day workout, two days a week.
Yeah.
And you tend to think I need to work out 3, 4, 5, 6 days a week. But what I realized for me, especially you get to my age and
He's a young man.
well, how old do you think I am? I don't know, but
You never asked the lady that, so it's his.
So anyways, put it in the
Not me.
comments. Long and short though, you get to my age and what I've come to realize was, oh my gosh, I used to feel like, oh, I need to get in more, but now I need my body to recover.
Yeah.
That's the most important.
Because
exactly it.
it's like I push it, and then all of a sudden I need 2 or 3 days, let it calm down.
Yeah.
But it's as effective. So I was losing weight less days in the gym.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works. Isn't it?
Well, it's counterintuitive. It
is.
really is.
And there's people that, me personally, I need to go to the gym frequently, because otherwise I get bored.
Okay.
Right? So I may be going to the gym, but I'm not going to do a full body workout so that I can go more frequently.
Got
Okay,
it.
so
Because
you-
I like to be able to get in that routine of going and going and going.
Right.
So I'm not going to train my biceps or chest more than once a week.
Okay.
So I don't change it. I don't
So
train
you're
a body
giving
part.
it the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't train any body part more than once a week
Okay.
because of that.
Yeah.
And it's still going to be more effective, actually, because if you are overtraining, then all of a sudden you're causing other responses in your body like cortisol, the stress hormone. That's going to cause belly fat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody that's not going to sleep, or everybody that's waking up in the middle of the night and they think it's good they got to go to the bathroom, are we sure? Or is it just you're full of cortisol?
Wow.
So the cortisol wakes you up and makes you go to the
So
bathroom?
here's what it is. It doesn't make you go to the bathroom.
Okay.
No, it's so many people have said to me over the years, they're like, well, I get up once or twice a night to go to the bathroom. I'm like, well, are you waking up because you have to go to the bathroom, or are you waking up and then because you're awake, now you have to go to the bathroom?
Okay.
And the
Okay.
answer is B. You wake up and now you have to go to the bathroom. You think about when you were a kid and you slept through the night and you woke up, what's the first thing everybody does?
Pee.
What's the first thing everybody does? Pee. So if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you wake up,
You got to pee.
you gotta pee.
Yeah.
Okay? Your kidneys are filtering all through the night, and so it's not that you had to pee, so you woke up.
Yeah.
If you woke up, you had to pee. And here's why. The brain loves cortisol, but it's designed to be released in short amounts. And we all have stress, physical, chemical, and emotional, right? So my dog just got hit by a car and killed. I'm sad. My body releases cortisol to help me cope with it, right? It's the stress hormone. But it's releases, I cope with it, it's gone. But when we got things going on inside our body that we don't even know, you know, you're not breaking down food, your sugar's not regulated, thyroid's off, whatever it is, that's a stress because your body's always trying to get homeostasis or balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's releasing cortisol. And so the brain is getting bathed in cortisol all day long, and it loves it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it can be neurotoxic to the brain. But if you bathe the brain all day in cortisol, and you do go to sleep, now the cortisol levels are dropping.
So the brain's like,
The brain's
hey,
like, hey,
pump it,
listen,
give me some.
you've been bathing me all day long.
Need a fix.
Let me get some more.
So that's why it wakes you up.
That's why it wakes you up.
Got it.
Oh, wow.
That's
If you can't go to
amazing.
sleep,
Yeah.
it's just because your cortisol levels are so high.
Huh.
But as you're relaxing,
It comes
they
down.
drop, and now you go to sleep.
Jeez.
But it's
So this is even more, it's so much bigger than weight loss. I mean, this is like really, I mean, you're talking about just a whole balanced life. Like,
Yeah.
what is, and the cool thing about doing the weight loss program and the diet, everybody calls it a weight loss program because the weight changes.
right.
Right? But really, it's a health program, so you're getting your body to work optimally,
Yeah.
right? And so it's just not weight, it's going to be in every organ system.
Yeah.
And so I will promise you, if you're losing weight, your inflammation's going away.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Because
Yeah.
you can't lose weight if you're inflamed.
Wow.
We can go to all the gyms around the island and talk to people. I'm like, how long have you been doing this? And how's your weight loss?
Yeah.
Right? And they'll all tell you, I've been here every time. I do it because I do feel good from exercising, but I'm not losing a pound.
Yeah.
Even though I eat right. And I'm like,
It's
what does
because
that
they
mean?
don't understand the fundamentals that your body and that's really what it is. It's we see the ankle blowing up.
Easy to see.
But what we don't see is your gut or your heart or your
That's right.
everything else is saying, hey,
There's-
I'm
help
not
me.
happy.
There's
I'm not
an issue.
happy.
That's it.
And it's
Well, one of the things that I really figured out from your program was when I was not inflamed, what it felt like not being inflamed. And
Yes.
then I did become inflamed, that bloated feeling that you feel bloated, people say feel bloated, that's inflammation. I had no idea.
And that's my ultimate
how
goal.
It felt. Yeah, is that
It sounds kind of mean.
you can feel it.
But
yeah.
my ultimate goal is to I'm like, if you just give me a couple of weeks to get you cleaned up,
Yep,
I'll give you a little more freedom.
yep.
Because then you veer off a little bit and you eat something that your body doesn't like. It might be okay with him.
And,
Yeah,
now you
and
tomatoes.
that's what happens.
Yeah, tomatoes.
like,
So-
I no problem with tomatoes.
Problem, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but chickpeas, they kick
They
my
don't
butt.
like you.
Yeah.
You know, but I love them.
Of course
Like
you
I
do.
love chickpeas.
gosh.
Like and I go for it every now and
He'll
again.
do it.
But boy, I pay for it.
Oh,
It's like
I pay for it
it's-
because
yeah.
of the inflammation in his body.
It's
It inflames
that's-
in places.
So here's the thing with that, and this is what I tell
Thanks.
everybody.
That's out there for the whole World Wide Web.
Chickpeas are
My
not-
job is to get you to know
Yes.
Yeah.
and understand.
Right.
Then it's all up to you.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect example. And I tell people, I'm like, listen, all I'm here to do is so you know.
Yeah.
But then you can make a decision like, hey, I know what this is going to do to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I do the same thing.
Yep.
Is all right, am I going to do that today? What do I got going on tomorrow?
I know.
It's going to be.
So I want to talk about that too because so it's funny because we're all trained on health foods,
Yeah.
but it's really the right foods.
For your body.
For your body, and
your body.
obviously, I think we could all agree, except for the food companies, that the more processed it is, probably not great for you, anybody.
Definitely not great.
Right?
For sure.
The over processed. Single ingredients or very few ingredients, but even within that, because I was listening to like a Dave Asprey show, and he was talking about everybody's on the kale kick and the arugula kick and stuff. He said, well, that's great, and it's not that he's bad, but he says there's actually, he says, nobody wants to die, nothing wants to die, not even plants, and everything has a defense mechanism to live, including plants. And I was like, oh, I never thought about that. And he's like, and that they actually have these things inside of the kale and certain things that are not great. You might even know the name of them. There's
if you look at things like kale,
yeah,
it's very rough.
yeah,
Yes.
Why? Because other things aren't going to eat it.
yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
So
We have to
depending
massage
on
it.
depending on like
Yeah, you
where
do have
things
to
are
massage
from,
it.
why do we cook the heck out of stuff?
Yeah.
Because even broccoli and cabbage and cauliflower,
Yeah.
eat it raw versus eat it cooked. You're gonna know,
Yes.
right?
You get inflamed.
And you're gonna be very gassy and
Heavy.
bloated.
Yeah, and bloated. Yeah.
Is it bad food? Nope. And the people are like, well, you gotta eat raw to get the vitamins. And I'm like, okay, let's break that down, take this into a laboratory and go, okay, what's the vitamin content on that?
Yeah.
And if you look at foods from 50 years ago versus today,
It's not even in
Not
there
even
because
close.
they've changed
Yeah,
it all.
they've
They've
taken the-
modified it, and
Yeah. Yeah.
really we're still getting nutrients from food. It ain't like it used to be.
No.
Yeah.
So a lot of those things I'm like, okay, we're splitting hairs here.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I'm big on. I'm like, let's not make this crazy. Let's make this simple.
Yeah.
Right? But that's it. And all food has a defense mechanism. And so do those animals. It's called teeth.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Or they're very fast.
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Exactly.
You look at it, if you go to the ocean, you look at all these different types of fish.
That's right.
There's fish that are surviving way better than the other fish. And
Yeah.
A, are they faster? B, are they meaner? They got more teeth.
Yeah.
And so everything does have that defense mechanism. But we got to eat. And so what is going to be the lesser of the two evils per se?
Right. And that's where you're talking about is individually, and this is where I would say you're like a guide, a coach, you're a lot of things. You're a doctor, but it's really getting with somebody to help me, the individual, say what's right for me.
Well, and to piggyback off of that, that's where I learned that I was allergic to nightshades.
Yep.
So nightshades are tomatoes, peppers, eggplant.
Eggplants.
Is there any other ones? I think that's the three.
Those are the big three.
The big three.
Yep.
So I remember one day being frustrated, giving you what I had eaten. I'd gone up, and you said, right. So
And you would think those are all healthy.
hold on. One day, it's every day you send your weight to Dr. Bradley through an app. And then if you go up, his first thing, what did you eat? So I don't even wait for him to tell me what did you eat. I ate this. I literally give him a litany. It was like, well, what about the tomatoes? They're nightshades. I didn't even know what a nightshade was until you told me. So let's talk about that, because my body reacted to tomatoes.
Tomato.
We did it the last
I was
episode.
saying that. I was like, dang it, we just did this. We're gonna
How do you
this.
say it?
But
Tomato,
yeah.
tomato.
I
Put
say
it in the
tomato.
comments, please.
I love when she says tomato.
Tomatoes.
Tomato.
So let's, because I've told people about this program and how you've helped me figure that out, and now I've eliminated that out of my diet, because I would eat salsa all the time.
Yeah.
I would put sliced tomato on sandwiches. I just can't do that anymore because I don't want to be inflamed. So why does a nightshade do that to you?
Well, I think we talked about that a little earlier.
Yeah.
I think tomatoes, one of the things are the skin and the seeds.
Skin and seed.
And if you look at other nightshades, they have that skin and the seed.
Yeah, the peppers
Oh
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
They do. They all have.
They all
the same
have that
thing.
skin
Yeah.
and the seed. So I think
Yeah.
that's the reason.
Okay.
I think that's why people get away with the cooked. One that I don't know that is perplexing to me is I see people react to a green pepper, but not a yellow or a red.
Really?
Yeah, and I can't figure that one out.
Wow, I
That's
haven't
the only
gotten
one.
that in depth. I just eliminated it all.
Yeah, and
I just
it's
said done.
it's one of those things that, why is it? I think it's the skin and the seed. Maybe it's some of the phytonutrients in them. I don't know, but it goes with all foods to me.
Yeah.
Because the main goal I have for every patient is sustainability,
Yes.
right? And so identify it, and really I don't care what it is. right? Just identify that food. So yours
Well,
is
and
a
I
nice
think
thing.
that's because we're not saying right now to you out there, hey, you can't have tomatoes.
Yeah.
We're saying you got to find what your body.
I call it kryptonite. Everybody knows Superman?
Oh, yes.
Yep. So what is your kryptonite? Your kryptonite's tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
My
Thank God
kryptonite
mine is not ice
Mine is
cream.
gluten.
It is.
I can roll with ice cream all day. I'm just
And this
kidding.
is the part where we talk about denial.
But you know what I did find out? Tequila doesn't do anything to
So
me.
this was
No.
my favorite lesson Dr. Bradley taught me. My favorite. Go ahead, Dr. Bradley. Give them the lesson of tequila.
Well, tequila
vodka.
is a natural probiotic. It is the most natural of the alcohols. It's the least processed
Of the alcohols.
of all the alcohols.
And you're allowed to drink alcohol on this program.
Yeah.
You
So
can.
I think that
Don't eliminate it.
restrictions. I'm from that school of, man, you tell me I can't have it, I want 2 of them.
Well, and, let's talk about that because
Yeah.
I think a lot of people how many diets have we done?
We've done a lot.
A lot.
We've tried a lot.
So I want to distinguish this because what you're saying, what you're trying to get us to do is find out what your body likes and doesn't like, flow with it. But this is not about just being this restrictive lifestyle. It's like learning. So let's get into this.
Let's
You hit it
work
on
with
the
your body.
80-20. Let's talk
Yeah.
about this 80. Let's go into that because
And get back to tequila, though. Let's
yeah,
finish the
well,
alcohol.
and that's one of it. Like
part of
because
it.
we live in the low country, the real estate lifestyle.
How can you live here, still have a beverage, and still lose weight?
Exactly.
So alcohol is, of course, going to be a toxin.
Yeah.
It's going to, and the liver is the guy getting rid of all the toxins.
Yeah.
Right? So another thing that happens is called gluconeogenesis. So fruits that have glucose, which stay away from the processed stuff, and let's just talk about fruit.
Okay.
So my rule is, if you're going to have cocktails, don't eat fruit that day, because fructose has to be converted into glucose. Gluconeogenesis takes place in the liver. So if you've had fruit that day and then you have a cocktail, the cocktail is going to trump the fruit because it's more toxic. So now that gluconeogenesis is going to slow down for that, and it eventually come and do it, but it's going to be later in the day, so you're not going to burn it, so you're going to store it as fat.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why people put
That's why.
on weight.
That
drinking.
is fascinating.
So, and what do they serve at bars? Pretzels and breadsticks. And I'm going,
And fruit
bad
with their
idea.
drinks.
Yeah.
Remember, that was one thing
Yeah.
you said
Well,
to
lemons
me.
and limes, no big deal,
Yeah.
but all of a sudden you're having a strawberry daiquiri. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those.
Yeah,
Get the syrups put
vodka,
in it.
orange juice, the
Yeah.
cranberries, all those things are going to be very high in sugar. Alcohol is going to take precedence over the fructose.
So the body's going to
It's
store
going to be over
more.
here, so it's going to be over there waiting, processing all the alcohol. Now we're going to bed. Gets processed, stored as fat.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's fascinating, actually.
So the answer to that is,
Don't eat fruit.
well, don't eat fruit once.
And
but
drink high quality tequila.
It is one of those things that
What's your mixer? What's your mixer with the
I
clear
stick with.
alcohol?
I stick with club sodas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have the sugar in it. Yeah, and the cool thing is now they have like Zevia.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
So that's going to be a soda sweetened with stevia instead of sugar or aspartame. Aspartame is neurotoxic. It's not good for you.
Oh,
Really?
Okay.
It
So
is.
can we dive
So,
into
but
that?
isn't that like in everything?
Yeah.
Aspartame's like it's gum.
Yeah,
sugar.
everything. So gum. My house we chew what's called Pure. So
Yes, I've
it's
seen
sweetened with xylitol, and people are like, oh my gosh, xylitol, that'll affect the gastrointestinal tract. And you're absolutely right in large amounts, but in that little piece of gum. So do I want aspartame, which is neurotoxic, or gastrointestinal upset from xylitol, which you'd have to have a ton of, but you only need that much aspartame.
Wow.
So everything sweetened with aspartame should not be drank.
Okay.
Okay. Doesn't mean we're not going to do it because it is found in everything. But again, if we're just conscious and making decisions based on being conscious, then the probability of it affecting you is not there.
Yeah. Sorry.
That was you
What
just triggered. that
drives
was
me
really good.
crazy is the fact that we know that this is a toxin and it's in your food.
Well, that's
drives
the
me
national
up
conversation we're having
the
right
wall.
now.
Yeah, that's what
RFK
RFK is trying to get into.
Yeah.
You know, I think
No,
that
and I know we're beating a dead horse definitely between us, but for the folks out there, you have to know what's in your food.
Well, and I think more importantly, you have to recognize we live in a world where business,
Yep.
money drives a
Money
lot of
drives.
it. Money
Yes.
drives it. And so just because it's out there doesn't, but because he just said something that I thought was interesting is it's this conscious, I feel like what this is, it's not about a diet. This is about us growing up.
Yeah.
In a way, and what I mean by that, and I don't want to insult anybody, but this is the sense of you have to be personally responsible, conscious of the decisions you're making, and then you have to be put on your big boy pants, if you will, and say, I'm committed now to making decisions, consciously knowing this is going to hurt me or this is going to cause this. And if I do this, like, hey, I know, like last night, she made this incredible fettuccine, chicken fettuccine pasta,
Alfredo, yeah.
loaded with pasta.
They ate it. I did not.
I
did not
ate
touch
3
that thing with
bowls.
the barge pole.
I ate 3 bowls.
What kind of pasta noodles?
It was
They're
penne.
regular, not
No,
the
no,
water.
no. Who made them?
No, the store did.
Hey, I was store bought.
Rich wheat flour?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Okay.
Listen,
No water
listen,
noodles
every
here.
bite,
I did not touch it. I looked at it. I'm like, oh, you're so
every
good.
bite, I was like, but I was like, I don't care. I'm watching the Cavs lose, but my point being is, I owned it, and I was like, okay, I know though, I have to lock it down. Like because I'm a big intermittent fasting.
So, yeah, we're gonna go there for
I almost do it every day.
But somebody interrupted you and just asked you
Yeah.
a question.
Yeah.
How did you feel after you ate it?
I felt bloated. I felt it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you feel the next day?
I felt shitty today. I felt today was a rough day for me. I was
Okay.
dragging.
And that's fine as long as you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Now, my next question is, when are you doing it again?
When am I doing that again?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it for a while.
Okay. And that's my whole point with everything. And so I talk about 90-10, 80-20.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I'm like, you just did your 10.
Yeah.
All right, the 10% of the time you're like, hey, I really want that. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And it was going to bloat you. You didn't feel good today. Shitty day.
I felt really bad today. I was like, today
so
was rough.
now, next time, and why the hell are you making it? Hey.
Why was you telling my secret?
Sorry.
Could you please
Well,
talk to
but
my
me.
children?
The boys love it.
No, I get it.
But I shouldn't be feeding that to them. Trust
And
me.
I totally understand.
No judgment.
There could have been, I'm not judging. I'm just going to show you how to do it better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm like, what noodle to buy instead of that noodle.
What
The
about
water
making your own noodles?
That would be perfect. You
Yeah.
just import your flour from Italy.
Okay.
Oh,
So it's clean.
So
get flour from Italy. Why?
but you don't have to go that deep. Let's make it easy. Let's
Okay.
keep it simple. Kroger is where we shop, so I know they got it. It's called Mueller's.
yes.
Yeah.
And if you look at the ingredients, it's called semolina, durum wheat.
Yes.
When Jesus said, break, eat, and think of me,
Yeah.
he was using durum wheat.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not as processed. It's not as GMO. And
Yeah, that's
the
the
I've
key.
heard
is the
that
GMO.
our wheat has in America.
It's dwarf.
Yeah, they've dwarf wheat. They genetically changed.
That's the GMO.
So it's not even real wheat.
No, so I'm a gluten-sensitive person. I
Yeah.
have 2 children, and noodles are a big hit at our house because kids love it.
Right.
Yeah.
So fettuccine Alfredo, the 2 gluten-free children will eat it with no reaction,
Yeah.
Okay.
right? So that's what I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just instead of using whatever noodle you use, look for that. I know Mueller's for sure. Just look at the label and go, does that say semolina or durum wheat?
Okay.
And you're less likely to have the reaction.
And it's so easy
I
to
did
make
go
your own
non-GMO
pasta.
noodles. They were definitely always the non-GMO.
But you know, it's so funny. You taught me, like, I never knew how easy it is to make freaking
Oh, we
noodles.
make
I was like,
Yeah.
and it tastes so much better.
Oh, so
like,
much better.
So
you know,
much, but it's just not easy.
No, it's
It's not convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's been the problem with everything.
Yeah.
It's convenience.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's going to believe this. I grew up loving McDonald's and Taco
Yep.
Bell. I mean,
Yep.
I could go tell you all the things I love at each one of them.
Yep.
I thank God when they came out with a satchel of 10 tacos.
Yes, sir.
I'm a big guy, and I'm like, finally, somebody got on the program, right?
Came
I
with my taco.
love that food, and boy, do I wish it was good for you, because
Yeah.
I do love the way it tastes.
Yeah.
I don't eat it because of the way it makes me feel.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And that's the only reason I asked you those
Yeah,
questions
that's 100%.
was because how did it make you feel? And if you're okay, you know you're going to be bloated, you're going to have a crappy day the next day,
Then
go
for
ahead.
it.
As long as you're not following it up again, because then you're going to get into an inflammatory state and you will eventually develop problems.
So it's the inflammation day after day after day that's causing the inflammation.
Yeah, so like we can, and I won't pick on McDonald's too much, but we can go down there and watch everybody eat.
Yep.
And I'll assess them. We'll just sit at the table and smell
They'll go through euphoria.
that wonderful food.
Yep.
And then I'll look at everybody. I'm like, well, that guy right there's got hypertension and diabetes. No question about it.
Yeah.
And if we walked up to him and go, how's that make you feel? And he goes, I don't feel any different. Because he's so inflamed. I tell people, I'm like, you know when your house is on fire and you throw a match at it?
You wouldn't
Doesn't
even
make
know
a
there's a
difference.
match.
Yeah.
But if you put the match out, and that's what we do with the weight loss program and the functional medicine is, I'm just putting out the fire.
Yeah.
And then that's why I tell people, they ask me all the time, well, can I go ahead? I'm like, sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I asked you the question. How did it make you feel? How'd you feel the next day?
It's so true though, because I think that's the first thing I noticed when you started doing it and I started following you was when you do feel optimal, you're kind of like in a zone. You're like, okay, it's normal. And you don't think about it.
You don't think about it.
But then all of a sudden, you do your 10,
Okay. Yep.
and the next 3 or 4 days, you're
dang.
like, this is so rough, and you're like, oh my God, I want to feel like I did.
Yeah.
And you're right. Everybody's in this chronic state where they're so
don't
used
get
to
it.
it. Yeah.
I noticed this thing there because I'm the weekend guy. Mm-hmm. Monday through Friday, I'm perfect.
Yeah.
When the weekend comes along, we want to go out to eat. We're going to have cocktails, do whatever. I'm going to stay gluten-free because I don't like the way it makes me feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was noticing on Mondays, I was just, for lack of a better word, pissy.
Yeah.
I was just like, about everything.
You
Yeah.
won't like me when I'm busy.
No, I'm not very likable either. And I have a way with words. I talk relatively quickly. So
You ever
got
see
a
the Incredible
bunch of
Hulk?
them.
You won't like me
You're not
when
gonna
I'm
like me.
angry.
You're not gonna like me when I'm
I
angry.
turn green.
And I was like, it's always Mondays. And then Tuesdays I'm good because I always would fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I would do be bad all weekend, my 10.
Yeah.
And then I would eat dinner Sunday night, and I wouldn't eat dinner again until Monday night.
Yeah.
And so I did a whole 24-hour fast. By Tuesday morning, I'm back because I got rid of all the inflammation.
Yeah.
So that was keep going.
And
jump in.
I'm feeling, and it dawned on me one day because I was like, man, I hate Mondays. Why do I hate Mondays? And I started analyzing everything, and I'm like, well, it's because I'm doing crappy stuff all week. And so I was like, all right, this weekend I'm not going to do anything crazy.
Yeah.
And I was okay on Monday.
You were
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
See, I feel like that's hopeful, don't you?
Yeah, 1,000%. Because that's on that turn, I wanted to turn to the solution, right? So we've explained how you feel. Fasting. That is simply the key to getting
I think
rid of
that's probably the
inflammation, right?
medicine of
It's the fastest.
It's the fastest. So let's talk a little bit about fasting.
The thing is what a lot of people will do is and so I refrain from teaching it in the beginning.
Okay.
Because people will be like, well, I'm just going to cheat, and then I'm going to fast.
Got it. So you're trying to get them to get the fundamental understanding without taking a shortcut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's okay to do the shortcut. Like you had the fettuccine last night.
Mm-hmm.
If I did it because I wanted it, I know what it's going to do to me, and I'm willing to accept that. Mm-hmm. I promise you I'm not going to eat for 24 hours.
Right.
Just because I know what it's doing to me. Yeah. And I want to get out of that state.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not going to keep doing that because doing a 24-hour fast frequently will actually be rougher on you because of cortisol.
Yeah.
Because
right?
you're putting your body into
You're
a
putting your body in
stressful
stress.
So
Okay.
inflammation, so that's the first thing. You put bad stuff in, inflammation happens. The body's response to inflammation is cortisol.
Mm-hmm. The body's response to stress is
To
cortisol.
stress.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
But
So
if you-
inflammation puts the stress.
That's it.
Stress triggers cortisol. Cortisol does what?
Well, A, it creates belly fat.
Okay.
B, it's going to affect your sleep. You can't go to sleep, can't stay
Yep.
asleep.
So now all of a sudden, now the cycle continues because now
Disrupts
no
the
sleep.
gut. Upsets the vagus nerve.
Yep.
I mean, vagus nerve is all of your organs.
Vagus nerve runs everything.
Yeah,
Straight on
so
down.
Now
So
you're in
all
a
that's
sympathetic
messed up.
drive, right?
And now that's causing more stress.
Yep.
And so now
More
you're in
cortisol.
this, now the body's in this perpetual state of survival
Absolutely.
versus optimal health.
Absolutely. And that's it.
I mean, it's
Survival
simple.
hormone, cortisol.
And then we go to the
And everybody-
doctor and they go,
She tapped on female hormones. Now this is what will get you. The periventricular nucleus and the thalamus.
Hold on a second.
You don't even have to know it. PVN.
If you know what he just
Periventricular
said, put something in the comments.
Periventricular nucleus in the thalamus releases DHEA and decides where it goes.
Okay.
Survival hormone, cortisol, sex hormone, progesterone, estrogen, testosterone.
Okay.
The brain's like, can I sex if I'm dead? No. Can I survive without sex? Yep. So when you're in a constant state of stress, it's cutting off your sex hormones.
Wow.
So men and women that are having these testosterone and women with the hot flashes and mood swings and they think it's their hormones.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's not as big. No, it's not.
You know, every guy out
the
there right now
cortisol.
is going, how do I get rid of this freaking stress hormone?
Well,
It's easy. That's why
843 now.
Yeah, call Dr.
All
Brandon.
right, 843. No, but that's it. And so many people are stuck in sympathetic overdrive,
Yep.
which is what we're talking about with the vagus nerve.
Yep.
Releasing cortisol all the time, that they only have so much DHEA that the brain's like, well, I can survive without my sex hormones working, but I can't
Wow.
use my
That
sex
makes
hormones,
sense.
right?
That's why
So it
If I'm
cuts them off.
dead.
That's why
Yeah.
the sex drive
So-
goes down.
Yeah, so sex drives down. Now we're menopausal, hot flashes. That's why some women have horrific menopause. That's why
Because
young girls' cycles are messed up. That's why young boys are having erectile dysfunction issues in their 20s.
Wow.
Which I was dumbfounded when I started seeing
Yeah,
that.
that's crazy.
And
And it's
frightening.
all driven by inflammation and reaction to food.
Yeah, it's the food most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. You can't say with 100%.
Well, yeah,
certainty.
well, and I get it.
But it's. I'm a gambling guy. I'm going now.
Well, I think we can all recognize this because RFK has brought this to our attention,
Yeah.
which is this, is prior to what, probably 1930, 40, somewhere around there when the real changes to how food supply happened.
Yep.
Most of the things that we're all dealing with didn't even exist.
If you even look at the 90s and prior, so it was the 90s when they started doing a lot of GMO, right? So I was born prior to that.
1980, right?
Shortly
1980.
prior to that.
1980.
We experienced real food. People born after 1990 didn't. So why did my patient base all of a sudden get younger?
Wow.
And I've got 5 and 6 year olds that moms bring to me because they want to give their kids these medications. And I'm like, well, I'm not interested in sticking a needle in your
Like
kid's arm.
ADHD medicine?
Even ADHD.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's all part
but
of the
all
food.
chronic cough.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
like, what?
Okay.
It related to not being able to break down their food. Well, what messed up their stomach? The food that they're eating.
Yeah.
So it's destroying the lining of the stomach so we can't break down food properly.
If
and
you
that's
look
the
at
key.
every kid food,
Oh
Oh,
my
like
gosh, so full
everything
of
that's
sugar.
marketed to kids
horrible.
is junk. And the hardest part is a parent. And if you're out there, put something in the comments if you're trying so hard to get your kids to actually eat, because it's like everything
impossible.
marketed to kids.
Well,
is
even read
junk.
the labels.
Oh,
So
it's awful. breaks my
we
heart.
don't, my children are old enough now, they don't eat none of this stuff. And I always pick on Fruit Loops because they happen to be my favorite cereal.
I know,
as a
mine
child.
too. I love it. And Captain
And it's-
Crunch.
Oh, yeah. It says on the label, now it says gluten-free, it didn't used to, but it always just said fortified with vitamins and minerals.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Fortified.
And so
Meaning we stripped it out and added it back in.
So unsuspecting moms are like, oh, it's got vitamins and minerals. It's gluten-free. And you flip it over and you're like, okay, so it's made with cornmeal and all these dyes, which are all carcinogenic.
Oh,
And
Not to mention the corn
sugar's the
syrup
number
and-
one.
Cancer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cornmeal, sugar.
Cornmeal and corn syrup. And
Yeah,
you're just
corn
like, So one of the problems is there's supposed to be truth in labeling,
Yes.
and there is, but not the real truth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So parents don't stand a chance now.
Yeah.
You know Lunchables.
Oh, I refuse to let these boys. There's so much food that they want to try, and I just won't let them do it. Fruit
Yeah.
Loops being one of them. We
Yeah.
don't have cereal in our house.
Yeah, we don't actually have any cereal.
And they've wanted
The
it.
funniest story ever, my son who's 21 now, he was in 3rd grade. They go on a field trip, and they went to a small Lutheran school, so there's only 10 kids in the class.
Yeah.
The teacher calls my wife and says, we were on a field trip, we went to McDonald's for lunch, and Zachary wouldn't eat. And she's like, what? She goes, yeah, he said he's not eating that pink slime.
I love it.
And she's like, well, you think father, because his dad showed him a video on how they make chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so he's like, I'm not eating that.
Yep.
And he
It's
would.
funny.
Well,
'cause
yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Shiloh?
Had his first McDonald's meal
At Chris, it was at a baseball clinic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we
It got bought in, and he tried it for the
and
first
all
time
the
ever. And
kids-
he's 11.
He's
I'm
like, Dad, can I eat this? And all his friends are like, what do you mean? He never had McDonald's till he was 10,
Yeah.
and they were shocked. They were like, what? And I'm
What are
like,
you talking about?
I
'Cause-
still never had McDonald's.
put
and
yourself
you're
on camera.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I absolutely love McDonald's. I haven't eaten it.
I lived on it as a kid.
I don't think I've eaten McDonald's in 25 years.
Yeah.
But when I was old enough to drive, I'm like, can I get a Big Mac, quarter pounder, and a fry? And then they came out with the 50 nugget thing. I'm like,
Yeah, I used to
Don't
pound
need
those
50 nuggets.
their
Oh.
fish fillet and their chicken
Love 'em.
sandwich. Oh my God!
I love
We
'em.
don't want people to
No.
encourage people.
So,
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah,
back
yeah,
up?
we do
I
gotta
want to
back
get
up.
back
We're
to.
at 54 minutes.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
I want to get
Thank
back
you.
to inflammation. How to cure it through fasting, right?
Okay.
So with the program, you say to fast till about 11, 12 o'clock, right?
Yeah,
well, we're looking for
So-
about intermittent fasting to be
Intermittent
16
fasting.
hours.
Let's break down intermittent
Yeah.
fasting.
Yeah, that's what I want.
So there's lots of different intermittent fasting. I usually use the 16/8.
Okay.
Okay, so basically you can eat at noon, and then you don't want to have anything past 8. I
That's what I
don't
do.
think that 8 is a good time.
Okay.
So because liver kind of shuts down and goes to bed at 7.
It's 7. Okay.
So that's why I'm like 11 to 7. I think that is the perfect.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna try that
Yep.
then.
Okay.
Because like I said, the liver is going to bed at a 7, and we want that guy to be awake for anything we do. Intermittent fasting, the reason that it works is because anything and everything you eat is inflammatory. Kale, the superfood, inflammatory.
Sunflower seeds.
Inflammatory.
Yeah.
Chicken wings, inflammatory. Big Macs, inflammatory. Okay, so all food's inflammatory is my point. So what fasting does is it stops inflammatory processes happening because
Okay.
every time you eat is an inflammatory process.
Got it.
Okay, no matter how clean the food is, it's just on different scales, right? So we're giving the digestive system and the body a break by intermittent fasting.
Gotcha.
Now, there's times that I don't think it's great, right? So if people are having a big cortisol problem, I'm like, you can't intermittent fast.
Because it's going to spike the
because it's going
cortisol
to
more.
spike because you're doing that. And I don't think we should do anything forever,
Yeah.
right? Remember I said all dads work. They do. You just can't do the same thing over and over again. Your body likes to habituate, meaning getting used to.
So it's like working out, though,
Yeah.
right?
Same thing,
Right?
You got to change it up because your body likes to get used to it, right?
So this is interesting because I intermittent fast and I have
I do
every
every
single
day.
day. So I shouldn't be
For how
doing
long?
that?
I've
Well,
been doing
it's
it for a
11,
while.
12 o'clock.
No, years. How many years?
Since you
Since we
okay.
started.
so
Yeah.
about a year.
So what I would do is pick a month and eat breakfast. You know,
Okay.
and it's going to be so hard.
Yeah.
You just like, I've done it, and I'm just like,
So
Did
you know what I
break
do?
that pattern?
Because
Well,
like
you do that with
work,
workout.
so when I work out, there's days I can go and have a deficiency workout where I wake up, go, and we hit it hard. I'm fine. But then there's those days where I'm like, I have to eat. Like what I'll typically do is 2 hard-boiled eggs, you know, or maybe I actually do grapefruit because I know I'm going right into the gym. And I'm
Talk to him
you know,
about
burn it
breaking
out.
a fast with fruit.
I know.
I learned
but if
that
you're going
through
right
your
into the
program.
gym, not as bad.
Not so
Okay,
bad.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
We'll come back to that.
but I have. That's what I'll do is when I know I have a workout, I feel like my body is telling me like, yeah, I need something a little more to go in and do this.
So you don't have any glycogen stores, is what's telling you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
really?
You don't have any storage. That's all it's telling you. That's why
Okay.
you get in here like, ugh.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have any glycogen to go up. Now, you get a better result, better fat burn by fighting through it.
Okay.
Is it good to do it all the time? No, because cortisol.
Oh, so I'm actually creating stress on my body.
Yeah,
when I-
but if
okay.
it's here and there, not as bad. And that's why I'm like, all right. And I learned this through my personal experience of, and it was so hard for me to eat in the morning, so hard.
Yeah.
I love working out empty.
Yep.
I think it's
That's
great because
me.
of glycogen.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I wouldn't come home and eat. So coming home and eating was really hard for me for a while.
Yeah.
I was literally my wife, she's like, are you full? I'm like, I wasn't hungry when I started.
Yeah.
Because I'll start storing food in my cheeks. I'm like, you know, and hard-boiled eggs were a go-to because they're easy.
Yeah.
They're so
that's-
easy.
So easy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
You know, just breathing heavy, trying to choke it in.
Yeah.
And then over time, I started to get used to it.
Yeah.
And by changing things up, I started seeing better gains in the gym. Because that's the reason that I was like, man, what's going on?
Yeah.
I had to figure out that physiology behind that. Of going, why am I not as strong today or a week later? Because I do that workout 1 week later.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I lifted more a week ago. Why am I weak today?
Yeah.
And it was because I was drained. And so by adding that breakfast in, you don't have to do it all the time. You just got to do it like, pick a month where you're going to eat breakfast. Choke it down, do whatever you can. And then you'll start noticing that then when you go back to intermittent fasting, it becomes a little harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang it.
It does.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because making it a little harder means you're giving that body a challenge.
Got it.
And by giving the
that's
body a
good for it to
challenge,
change
it's
it
going to
up.
react.
Yeah.
Right? It loves homeostasis. It loves it. Nice and easy, same thing
Homeostasis
over and
means
over.
the body is trying to be balanced, healthy.
Balanced and normal.
And I think that's key for people to understand is your body is trying to make you healthy.
Always.
And it's just, and that's where I would go back to that consciousness thing, right? Like we're making this conscious decision to work with it, to partner.
But don't always agree with it.
Ah,
Change
okay.
it up.
Because
But-
it's trying to get you to homeostasis,
Yeah.
right? And by making changes, now it's growing,
Okay.
right?
So it's like the gym.
Same
right?
thing.
Yeah.
Your brain, the same thing.
Yep.
If you read the same passage over and over again, are you getting smarter?
No.
So if you do the same thing over and over again,
Yeah.
are you getting smarter? No. Right? And it's the same thing with everything.
Yeah.
You know what I love about this? Because it's really right up our alley, and I think this is sort of what the heart of the show is about. And to challenge everybody out there, this is a human journey that you never arrive. Like there's never a point at which like, okay, I'm at homeostasis, I'm at my perfect, balance in my account, it's the point is you have to accept the human state, which is growth.
Yeah.
Life is about growing.
For sure.
Every day, and this is no different, that you're now accepting that I have to grow as a human and understanding how to optimize this thing.
Yeah, and I've been running my blood work for years,
Yeah.
and it's always moving.
Yeah, isn't that
Right?
funny?
It is, so I'm doing everything and I feel really great, and I run and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah,
And so I'm always trying to optimize my laboratories
yeah,
to see if I feel something different. That's what's so hard sometimes, because you do things, you're like, well, I don't feel any different.
yeah,
Yeah.
But then I chase a number, and I'm like, is that something that I can see? Because then I'll recommend it to a patient if I can make that change with me.
yeah.
But it's constant moving. It's a moving target.
Yeah.
And the moment that we think it's not moving, that you got it, you're just lost.
Yeah, you did.
You're
Yeah,
just lost.
Yeah.
And just wait. It'll catch up.
yeah,
Right? I
Yeah.
mean, just wait.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I cured my gluten problem. So I would eat some gluten. I didn't feel any problems.
Yeah.
And then, bang.
Comes
Got
back.
you.
Yeah.
Good. One of your famous things, and when you work with Dr. Bradley, he has all these sayings that you will remember.
What do we call them? Bradleyisms?
Bradisms.
Bradisms?
One of my favorite, and I quote it all the time, and I still to this day remember you telling me, and you correct me if I'm wrong, inflammation, if you eat something that inflames you just a little bit, is like arsenic, and it spoils the whole lot, right?
You're close.
Okay, good,
Okay,
good.
good.
Saying that, 'cause it's so true about inflammation.
Yep. So I hear all the time, well, I just had a little bit.
Yeah, I had one chip.
I had one chip. I'm like, eat them all.
Yeah.
What's so funny?
Enjoy it.
Yesterday, Shiloh had one of those Cape Cod chips.
Yeah.
He had the
Yeah.
whole bag out. And literally, there was one, it just fell on the counter or something. And I was like, F it. I'm like, I did it. And then all of a sudden I heard that. I was like, you know what? And I went over to the bag. I was like, give me the bag. I did it.
Let Dr. Bradley
Yeah.
finish his saying
Can't remember.
so people
Somebody
know what you're
said,
talking
she's
about.
like, I'm like, oh, you gained 1.5 pounds. She's like, I have no idea what I did. What'd you eat?
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, what'd you eat that was bad? She's like, I had one bite of my kid's chicken finger. I'm like, well, you should have ate the whole damn thing. Because that one bite caused an inflammatory reaction, so you might as well finish it.
That's wild.
Because
And that's
it's like
where
arsenic.
you got the arsenic.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I had one little bite. And I'm like, well, just have one sip of arsenic.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because the one sip will kill you.
Yeah.
And the
Wow.
one bite is going to cause the inflammatory reaction.
Wow.
So you might as well just eat it all.
Yeah.
and be complete.
enjoy it.
No, but
And then
listen,
start fresh.
And then start fresh
I
tomorrow.
disagree with that. Okay, so I agree to it that it causes inflammation. But what I disagree is either a pound of inflammation or 2 pounds, because it takes me 2 days, 3 days to get 2 pounds off.
Oh no, it's going to be the same across the board. So if I burn you,
Yeah.
now there are first, second, and third degree burns.
Thank you.
I like how he thought about that.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
I
this
see
one
this in
will
my
work.
body.
That was not good.
That's not a good.
Yeah.
That's not a
Proving my
good one.
point.
Let's go to arsenic. A sip of arsenic versus a gallon of arsenic.
Arsenic.
Dead
Doesn't
is
matter.
dead.
But then let's talk about when we do look at the scale and we see you've gone a pound and a half. It does take time to get that off. Like,
Sure.
especially like half a pound and a pound is easy to come off within the day. But if you add on more, it takes a couple days to unwind that inflammation in
Which
your
is
body.
why
through
people who
fasting.
are chronic, like if you're
Gain.
chronic for
Yeah.
years,
Oh gosh.
You can't,
Right.
That's
you
why
can't
your
tell.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the people that are chronic are easy because once you get rid of inflammation and then they eat something, it
Yeah.
goes crazy again, right? It's the people that, like you,
Yeah.
you could eat something bad, you may or may not see it,
Yeah.
right? And so then that gives you this, oh, I didn't gain anything. There's
I
my
can
green
feel
light.
it, and I hate the feeling.
Well, that's what I'd love for people to feel it.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you feel it, then you're less likely to do it. And it's okay to, he knew he was going to feel bad. Right?
But he complained all day today.
Now that's where I'm
That's-
coming in and
that's
going,
the problem.
I don't want to hear it. I'm not trying to hear that because you knew going in, big boy. You don't get that one. But,
do you guys see like what I go through over here?
well, I'm sorry, I don't sugarcoat that.
No, that's true.
But it's really that thing. And when I tell people about inflammation, if you look at the phases of recovery,
Okay.
an inflammatory phase is 3 days, a repair phase is 6 to 9 days, but a regenerative phase is 6 to 9 months. I shouldn't say 6 to 9 days, 6 to 9 weeks. The repair or the regenerative phase is 6 to 9 months. That's how things.
So what does that
heal.
mean?
So
Okay.
if I cut myself or break a bone,
Okay.
I'm going to have an inflammatory phase for 3 days.
Okay.
Then I'm going to have a repair phase over the next 6 to 9 weeks.
Okay.
And then the next 6 to 9 months is going to be regeneration. So 6 to 9 months from now, my scar, which is really big and ugly in the beginning, is going to
Fade.
fade. Okay.
Okay.
So if we think about that, and you think about doing something that's inflammatory, and that's what when I tell people to add foods in, I'm like, if you feel a reaction, you got to wait 3 days because of that.
That's
Okay.
right. You
3
did
day.
say that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's the reason. It's because the inflammatory phase is 3 days. Is that exact? Absolutely not.
Yeah,
You know,
it's your
it's
body.
just kind of an average. Some people may notice it for 5 days, and it's not relative to how much you ate.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Make
One
it work.
bite or the
Or
whole
the whole
bag.
damn thing.
Right.
Doesn't matter. That's
Yeah.
the inflammatory reaction, and so that's where the 3 day thing comes in.
Got it.
Yeah.
But you may or may not feel bad for 3 days.
Yeah.
Right?
Make
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've had people that they didn't feel anything the day, and then the following day they feel absolutely like trash, and it's a 5 day process.
Yeah.
And because I'm watching that scale, you know, you're plugging
Yeah.
in your numbers with me, I'm watching it, and I'm like, you're one of the unlucky ones. You don't get it right away. It's kind of a delayed response.
Right.
As long as you've not been eating more inflammatory foods.
Yeah.
Right.
So you had the inflammatory food, and you didn't change, and all of a sudden it went crazy, and you stayed clean over those days.
Yeah.
Then you know that
Okay.
it's just a little different.
So just to kind of tie a bow on the program, because I know we went off.
Yeah,
So
we did.
basically come in, you do your assessment, you decide whether they're good. I don't know if you still do it, you gave me a scale, you gave me supplements, you gave me a digestion.
Yep.
So you gave me the peptides, right? And you gave me something to help me with my appetite because you have a certain ounces of approved meats, ounces
Sure.
of approved vegetables.
Sure. So the weight loss program, it does incorporate intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's used to that. We have an appetite control. Of course, it's all herbal.
Yep.
The one thing I know across the board with everybody in America, they do not digest their food well.
Yeah.
So I
crazy.
do give digestive enzymes.
Which I love. I still use them.
We
to
still
this
use
day.
Everybody
It's
should.
just, it's,
If anybody
I feel a
that's listening
difference.
to the show right now, a digestive enzyme will change your life.
Yep.
Expo- so what does a digestive enzyme do, and what, what's that process? For
So
somebody?
there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
Okay. We use one now. They used to be called Digestion, which I thought was a great name.
Duh.
They changed it to
Just a meal.
Which we have sitting on our.
It's an okay name. I like Digestion better, but digest a meal, and it's exactly that.
And you have a link. Do you have a link that
I do.
we can put on the website?
Yeah, I don't know if I can put it. I think I can.
If you generate a link, give it to us
Yeah,
and we can
I
put
think
it
I
up.
can do that.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the-
because they don't only sell it to doctors.
Yeah.
It's plant-based. It's absolutely clean. But in a nutshell, what it does is break down food.
Yeah.
We can open one up, and we can do that. We could literally
Wish I
bring
had one. Yeah.
Jello pudding snack packs. The guy that owns the
Okay.
company, Doug Grant, he will open up a digest meal and put it in there. And snack packs, there's two.
Yeah.
So you put it in one side, not the other, and then you turn it over, and the one that's got the digest meal in it runs out because it broke down the food.
Wow.
Wow.
So it literally breaks down your food, because the number one problem we have is we are destroying the lining of the stomach where we're not breaking down our food
Because
properly.
it sits in there,
Because
right?
it's like rotting, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
and if you've ever had a compost, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
it
a
won't
nasty
rot in the
process.
stomach. It'll rot in the intestine. But the problem that we have is, because it's whole going into the intestine, and I use my fingers because in your small intestine you have what are called villi.
These
And that's how
little-
you absorb a nutrient. So there's your B6, there's your thiamine, there's potassium, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And in between you have a junction that allows the nutrient into the bloodstream but keeps all the bad stuff out, all the allergens and toxins from
Yeah.
the food.
Okay.
Okay.
What happens is when food's not broken down properly, it comes in here, can't be absorbed, it starts destroying the villi. And then as
So
they
it kind of
destruct,
sits on it almost.
yeah, but they release zonulin when they start to destruct.
Wow.
That opens up the tight junction, and now you're getting allergens and toxins into your
Leaky gut.
That's
a leaky gut.
and
leaky
that's
gut.
why you get food allergies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's how you develop autoimmune.
Autoimmune.
Wow.
Okay.
So you're killing the very things designed to actually extract and
Yeah.
absorb. Then it's creating a leak, almost like a mesh. It's breaking it open.
Well, that's what a tight junction is. It's like the screen on your door.
Okay.
Keeps all the bugs out.
Yeah.
It allows the air in. Here, it lets the nutrient in, but keeps all the allergen and toxins
Wow.
from the food out. So you're not
Do those
absorbing.
repair and
They
heal
do.
over
Can.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you get yourself right, you can fix those.
You can,
Okay.
absolutely.
Fix those.
This is your gut. Sorry.
The villi.
Villi.
And for those on the podcast, we all got our hands up.
Yeah. You have to go see YouTube and see it. Sorry.
That's probably the biggest problem I see.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't break down my food so I can't absorb my nutrients.
Wow.
So you give part of the program.
So part of the program is to make sure that they're
digesting
digesting food.
Yes.
And that's why a lot of people are like, I've never felt so good. And I'm like, man, I'm not a genius.
meal. Even I'd like
No
to take
offense.
the.
Honestly, as I sit here and listen, in my head I keep going, it's really so simple.
It is.
This is everybody's spinning their wheels. They're going on Ozempic, which we got to talk about a little bit.
Yes.
And we'll pick. What? I don't care how long this one's going to be because honestly, stay
so
with
many
us because
nuggets.
you're going to enjoy this because
Yeah.
and chunk it down. Watch the shorts, but you got to stay with us because it's what I want people to know is honestly, it's very simple. It's a conscious decision. It's a little bit of discipline, and it's
A lot of discipline,
Yeah.
not just a little,
Yeah,
a
it
lot.
is.
Because I can't tell you how many times I'll look at something and say, I really want you, and I have to walk away.
Me?
When I
You
start,
say that?
no,
Sorry.
I don't walk away
I'm
from
just
you.
kidding.
Well, I started mine October 26th. I'll never forget that date. I went through Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
I was so disciplined
Yeah, you
because
were.
you have to be. If you hit that point where you've had enough, you've got to be disciplined. Even to this day.
You turned away
trying
the
to-
yams with the marshmallow and everything.
Oh, the Christmas cookies, everything.
Oh, the pumpkin
I was
pie
such a-
I made. Yeah, it was so good.
So that's it's an
It
interesting
does
thing
take
is,
a lot
is
of
the word discipline.
Yeah.
So I'm going, I totally get it, and I
But you don't.
resonate.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going, discipline, but is it discipline or just smart?
Ooh.
Thank you. I am smart. I appreciate you, Dr.
Is it just
Bradley.
making good decisions?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know,
Is it discipline
how
not spend your whole paycheck or maybe invest it, right?
So what's my favorite saying? Nothing tastes as good as feeling good.
Yes.
And
Bradism.
That is
Bradism.
Bradism.
it tasted good to hear,
It's true.
and then all the rest of the time. And how long is it here? 30 seconds, 40.
And it's in here.
Then it's here for a long, long time.
I cannot
Yeah.
tell you chocolate. Crave chocolate. Desperately love chocolate. Man, I have learned that it's only good here. And then I literally, after I've had it, I'm like, well, that was good for about 5 seconds, but now I'm done.
Answer this for me. So now that you got away from foods, and then when you go back and you have a food that you haven't had in a long time, you're like, man, I really miss that.
Yeah.
How did it taste?
It's not as good as I thought it
No,
was.
it's never.
It's
Yeah.
Never
always
as good.
in your
Why?
mind.
Because you cleaned off receptors that were muddying up,
Yeah.
Okay.
right? So the junk in it.
Yeah.
That's why people are craving sugar
That's the
like
whole
that.
McDonald's thing, right?
That's it.
Because they actually, we had a friend in Ohio. She was a food scientist. You know what her job was? She was to create. She worked for Papa
Papa
John's.
John's.
She worked at, and her job was to create the flavors.
Yeah.
To trick the mind
and she
to
said,
think you're eating.
That's
a
exactly
tomato.
right. She said we
Yeah.
just create the things that tell your brain says,
It's
"Oh, I need it."
amazing.
Yeah.
That's why sugar is more addictive than cocaine,
Wow.
right? Because you're exciting. It's excitatory.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you're exciting the brain. The brain's like, man, give me some more of that. I love being
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
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 Right? If I punch you in the arm, that's not excitatory.
No, yeah, right?
It's like, stop that. The pain and pleasure principle is real.
Yeah.
Right? If I punched you in the arm and it felt fantastic,
Yeah.
you'd be like, man, do that again. Right?
It's so
It
funny
just doesn't-
because when I'm out in the field all the time doing appointments, one of the things I do for food is I take a can of tuna, right, and I just eat it raw. And I know, not exciting, but I tell you what, it's straight protein. I don't have any.
If you want to know my kryptonite,
yeah,
What's it?
tuna.
is it? Yeah, I can't.
You don't like tuna?
I eat it straight out of the can.
Oh.
But you know, I don't.
But I mean, God bless you. I just can't. I smell it and I'm like, no, sir.
All right, I'm going
Thank
to
you.
pull you.
All right,
It is.
so
I'm going to pull you back real quick. So we talked about the peptides. We talked about the digestive meal, right?
Yep.
So that's what goes home with you, along with this awesome handy dandy
Yep.
book
That's just a guide.
with the proved foods. And it goes through everything that you've talked about, the proved foods, there's certain fruits and vegetables you can have. Do you want
Sure,
to talk
we want to
about
eliminate
that?
some of the, so we don't want to eat the high glycemic index fruits because
Okay.
it's going to spike sugars.
what are those?
What are those?
Bananas, grapes, melons,
God,
Yeah.
I love bananas.
yeah, pineapples.
Banana
Yeah.
chips.
And
Yeah,
then
very high in sugar.
Veggies are
Even banana
carrots.
chips that are dehydrated.
Sure. Yep. Well,
Yeah.
believe it or not, dehydrating them makes it more concentrated sugar.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
And then
My bad. Sorry.
carrots and peas, high in
Carrots
sugar.
and peas, yep.
Yeah.
Which
And then the
ones?
proteins are pretty wide open.
Yeah.
Things like, the farm raised stuff, I tell people to avoid that because it's just not healthy for you.
It's got usually hormones.
Free
pumped into
foods
it.
are cucumbers, celery, and if you need something, an egg, hard-boiled egg. That's why I love
About
those.
beets.
Beets? Beets are going to be higher in sugars, but
Yeah.
you can still go into that 4 ounces. So one of the things is we are going to be on a calorie deficit. That's how you do lose weight.
Yeah.
And we put the program together so that you're not starving, you're not hungry.
Yeah.
Me personally, if you make me hungry, I'm going to eat.
Yeah.
I'm not, you're not going to do that to me every day. I might make it a day, but day 2, I'm like, all right, the heck with this. I'm going to eat. So I do have it designed to where there's enough food in there. And don't forget the free food list.
Yes. Well, the free food's key.
Yeah.
That's my
So
afternoon
the
snack.
free food list is added into your protein, your vegetable, and your fruit so that you really should never be hungry.
Yeah.
And then as
Give
your
me
body
some free
adapts.
food examples though, just so.
Oh, cucumbers,
Yep, well, cucumbers
Celery.
definitely. Yep.
and lettuce,
All your green leafies.
What meats?
onions.
There's no
no.
free meat.
No,
Oh.
it's only those.
Okay.
Veggies.
Oh, I got it.
are-
Okay.
So that's a protein. Then you got your veggies, you got your fruits.
Got you.
And then there's a list of free foods that are going to be in more of the veggie category.
Got it. Okay.
Right, because there's mostly made up of water.
And you don't eat more than 4 ounces of fruit in a day, period, because
Well,
of the
twice.
sugar.
So you get it
Yeah.
twice. You get actually 8 ounces.
Ah.
So it's 4 ounces of protein, 4 ounces of vegetables,
There you go.
4 ounces of fruit, and then all the free foods.
Yeah.
And you want to do it in your 8-hour window.
Got it.
Yep.
And in the beginning, it's a little harder because you're not used to it unless you've already intermittent fasted.
Yep.
Some people are so programmed to eat breakfast, but that's where the appetite control drops come in
Yep.
to help you get around that. And I'm like, drink water,
Lots
black
of
coffee.
water. And let's talk about the water, because I would come in and get away, and you're like, how much water have you drunk?
So
That's-
hydration's huge, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if your cells aren't hydrated, what happens to them?
They shrivel.
They die.
They become inflamed.
Oh, they become inflamed. Okay.
Yeah, you become. I mean, think about dehydration. What does dehydration look like in somebody? So they're going to be headaches, lethargic.
Okay.
The body's going to shut down.
Your blood doesn't flow.
Blood, yeah.
Like I had, I was getting drawn blood or something, And the first thing she said to me, she goes, "Wow, you drink a lot of water, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." And she could just tell from my veins and the way the
'cause
blood was.
They pop up.
Pop out.
Yeah, they pop up, and the way she was able to draw blood, and how she could
thinner.
tell by the viscosity of my blood.
How does that affect weight loss though? Because you're not eating as much, you're fuller.
What do you mean?
The water.
Oh, so the
Drinking
water, we should be drinking about half our body weight in ounces of water because of intracellular communication.
Okay.
So does little shriveled up raisins communicate as big fat cells?
Wow.
Okay.
So a little raisin like that is a dehydrated cell versus a hydrated cell.
Wow.
Okay.
So that's the big thing is intracellular communication. You got trillions of cells, so we want those guys to be super hydrated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
Gotcha.
Do you have a preference on the type of water, like tap water versus
Oh, of course,
distilled?
tap water is going to be terrible. Distilled is going to be stripped. So, anymore it's like, oh my gosh, you start looking at the bottled water, like what was the one, Evian, the naive water?
Yeah.
And it's like, do I need a PhD in water?
Yeah, I know.
Dude.
What do
You know, which one
This
is it?
is
You
so
should use a
much.
glass bottle, not a plastic bottle.
Yeah,
and all that.
well-
Our house has reverse osmosis, and I do have glass water containers that
We
I
have
drink out
glass.
of.
We do the hydrogen actually.
Yeah,
too.
and I like the hydrogen water.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Alkaline? Alkaline
alkaline
water?
water's great, and some people are like, well, yeah, but your stomach's acidic, and I'm like, dude, you're splitting hairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it does
way,
make a
you
difference.
make
Yeah.
it way more difficult than it is.
It is.
Somebody said, what was it? I said I was doing something, and they're like, I think it was xylitol. I can't believe you're doing that. And I'm like, do you shower? And they go, yeah. Do you have anything hooked up to your house? No. Oh my gosh, so you're letting that toxic water permeate your skin? I was like, don't. I mean,
If they saw what our counties and cities put in our water,
we get so neurotic about stuff, especially when it comes to food and diets.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
chill. Let's keep this simple.
Yeah.
Because simple wins.
Yeah.
If it's I gotta get my book out to see what I'm doing every time I go out to eat, you're not gonna do it long. And so the way that I've designed it is so once you kind of get it down, you got it.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
so that's the big thing is and then the sustainability about it. How do we keep the weight off? You brought up Ozempic. Well, number one, it's not
Yeah,
helpful.
actually, let's talk about this.
Can I back up real quick?
Sorry.
In this awesome book,
Yeah.
you also have recipes.
Switch
So
chairs real quick.
Chairs?
Yeah, because this chair sucks. Like it's really bad. Can I use the other
That's
chair?
on you.
honey,
Okay.
we'll edit it out. Just give us 15, 20 more minutes.
You can change your chair, and I'm good with it.
It's all right. It's going to be a whole thing. So before we go there, I just want to also say in this book, and I know I keep holding this up because this is your Bible in this program, you have recipes.
Yep.
So you not only do you give us food lists and things that you should eat, amounts, times of day, and lots of tips. There's recipes in here. And actually we had your ground chicken with cauliflower rice for lunch with amino acids.
it was great. Today.
So we still
Today.
use all the
Yep.
recipes
Yep.
in there.
Becomes
So-
it's sort of embedded now
Yeah, that's part of us.
into our
But
process.
you can go to Ozempic.
Well,
but
I want to
just
go to
wanted
Ozempic
you-
because I personally know a lot of people that are on it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it works.
It does.
They've lost a ton of weight. However, I keep seeing, because I pay attention to stuff, and I don't know if it's widely reported because of how popular it is, but the company that makes it isn't from America. Where they're from, they can't even sell it.
Really?
They can't even sell it.
I know that.
So
And that's
they're
sad.
in Europe. They can't sell it. We are the only market in the world, and we're their number one for them. Their entire company is built off of this one drug. But I keep seeing and hearing reports of all these crazy side effects. And so let's talk about that for people out there, because and I get it, they're desperate. And they're seeing their friends shred all this weight. Like, what are you doing? And let's face it, the doctors,
It's easy.
there's a lot of incentive.
It's easy. It does lower your blood sugar because, right, it's designed for diabetes. The side effects, and one of the big ones is gastrointestinal, right?
Okay.
And so one of the things that nobody's doing is going, well, what's next? So why is it not allowed in Europe? Because of socialized medicine. If you get sick over there, they got to pay for it,
Got it.
right? That's why you don't see the food additives, the food colorings, all the crap that we allow in our food here
Gotcha.
in Europe.
Because the government's on the hook for it, so they're like, we're not going to
if you
give
get
it
sick,
to
they
you.
got to pay for it. So they're like,
well,
well, eat that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
That makes
we know.
sense. There's
Yeah.
the
So
incentive.
that's why it's here. That's
Okay.
that. Now, Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, all those things.
Yeah, because there's
yes,
multiple different ones.
They
Yeah.
do help you lose weight. They do. And I'm like, okay, it's great. And I don't necessarily have a problem with somebody that's got a huge A1C that's horribly obese because they can't do anything, right? And I shouldn't say they can't. They're just less likely. And we are programmed that easy's the best. You know, like I think I said to you earlier, my mom and dad were like, don't they got a pill for that?
Yeah.
Just take a pill.
Yep.
So that's one thing. But the number one thing that I have to say about it, I'm like, okay, so you lost the weight. Now what? Did it teach you how to eat? Absolutely not. So what are you going to do now? Right? And the reason that a lot of people don't eat and lose weight is because it makes them nauseous. I don't know about you, but I'm not real hungry when I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons they lose so much weight. But what about when you hit your goal? What's next? Saying that maybe you did get by all the side effects, right? You did have some gastrointestinal, but you made it through because the body is so resilient. The body does want to be healthy.
Yeah.
And it didn't destroy you.
Yeah.
So you're at your goal weight, now what? And that's where the sustainability is a humongous problem.
Okay.
And it's not been around long enough to go, all right, well, now it's been 2-3 years. You took Ozempic, you lost the weight, where are you at today?
Yeah.
And that's
can
what
they
I'm
get
waiting.
off of it?
Sure.
Okay.
Because you're going to get to a point where they can't take it no more.
Okay.
Because their numbers are going to be normal. If they continue, they would be too low.
Do they revert back?
Sure. What do you think's going to happen?
Okay.
Right.
So it's a boomerang. It just,
Yeah, that's my whole point is, besides losing the weight, what were you taught? Well, you're taught, I can take this drug, I'm going to lose the weight. I got my A1C down. I'm no longer diabetic. Now what? Your cravings and your favorite foods are still going to be the same. The food we have is still going to be the same. Did you make better food choices? Well, nobody told me to make different. You just didn't eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because is that what it? I don't even know. What does it
just
do?
not eating is also not good for you. Your
Right.
body,
'Cause
your
there's
body
no-
needs
'cause-
nutrition.
Right,
It
right.
needs
Absolutely. But that's why
Right.
people look gray.
Yeah.
It's
They
because
But I was going
do.
to say, it does
Yeah.
change
Oh my God,
their
their
skin
skin.
color,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
It
and
does.
there's
because they're
some-
not getting nutrients.
Okay, so that's the reason.
So that because gray's the word.
That is-
Yeah.
Because I've noticed it. I could see and there's a few we know, and you could see. You're like, well, you've lost a lot of weight, but you don't.
Are you how do you feel? Are you healthy?
Yeah, it looked like the Addams Family a little bit. It's like,
And
yeah.
some people have to be careful losing too much weight because then you've got that skin left over.
Well, for sure they're going to have that, but
Yeah.
you know, in the world, we're like, well, is it better to have too much weight and have that skin stretched out,
Yeah.
or is it better to have a skinny body with all this extra skin? 'Cause that extra skin is really doing nothing but hanging around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it good? No, but is it as dangerous for your health as being that overweight? No.
Good point. Yeah.
So they can have it cut off, have
Yeah.
plastic surgery.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Now you're just layering on.
Yeah, but the fact that they're gray.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I promise you, if you start running blood work on them, going, well, here's all your other health problems now,
Jeez.
right? And now what I need you to do is eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because you have no idea what you're supposed to eat,
You're going to go back to
you're
your
going to
old
go back
habits.
to what you're used to eating.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
So
and-
that's the bad problem.
And I think that because that's what we would implore people. It's like, look, it's just these decision points,
Yeah.
right?
Every
Where you've
decision-
got
we tell the children all the time, every decision you make, there's a consequence to that decision, whether it's a good or bad.
yeah.
And there's always a consequence to a decision you make.
There is.
So what
Yeah.
happens if somebody's watching this and they're out in, Idaho or somewhere else? Can you help them?
I can. So I see people all over the country.
Okay.
My furthest is Alaska.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they're doing functional medicine with me, and how they found me was a parent actually lived in Hilton Head.
Okay.
Okay.
And so they're like, can you help my daughter? And I'm like, sure.
Okay.
So, that's a functional medicine case, but it doesn't matter if it's weight loss or functional medicine. I can do it anywhere you live.
You can do it, you're virtual.
Yeah, it's all virtual.
Yeah.
And you talked about a scale. I have those mailed. And the reason that I mail scales is so you can't give me some excuse about your scale.
Well, and to go back to that, when I would come into the office, and I don't know how you do this now, we would measure. Do you know how so you get on the scale and Dr. Bradley has all the charts, you've lost this body weight, you've you don't have enough water in you. I mean, he would tell you all these, your age, metabolic age.
Metabolic age.
I mean, I went from 63 down to like 29.
Yeah, when she first showed me her metabolic age, I was like, "That's."
Can you talk to that metabolic age?
So the
What
metabolic
is that
age
for
is
people?
what it is it's an easy
No, that's
number for me to go, all right, what's your metabolic age? I know you're doing all the right stuff, right? I get a good overview of you by looking at metabolic age.
Okay.
So if you get on the scale and you're 40 years old and it says you're 80,
That means
I mean, I already know what your body
You're
fat.
80 on the inside.
Yeah,
That's
I
what-
know everything going on.
yeah.
You know, my scale only went to 90.
Wow.
Wow.
So the thing that I would tell people, I'm like, well, your metabolic age is 90. I said, I got good news and bad news. The good news is if it's truly 90, it's great. But the bad news is it only goes to 90, so it could be 100. It could be
Wow.
110. We're going to know as things change.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because that metabolic age just hit everybody.
Oh, it does. When I
And I'm
saw
like,
63,
You don't even know what that means. But that number, you're like,
So what does it mean? Does that mean like inside of
It's
you?
a combination of your fat,
Okay.
your visceral fat, your body fat, as well as your muscle mass,
Wow.
your hydration. So they take all those numbers to come up with that. So it's just an overview, a quick number to go, that's not good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Then-
if you're 40 with a metabolic age of 90, you're like, okay, you're heading towards an early demise.
yeah, no question.
Yeah.
You know, and this note, they know.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're hitting the 20s all of a sudden and you're going,
Hey.
I feel good. It's
Yeah.
the metabolic age of a 20-year-old, 27,
Right.
whatever it was.
yeah.
That's a great thing,
Yeah.
right? So I'm always chasing it. My metabolic age is 28.
yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm always making sure it's at least 28.
Staying there.
Yeah.
See, what I love, because when we had the last one with Dr. Mary here too, I love hopeful things.
Yes.
Right? That people, because Ozempic is a hopeful thing in the sense I'm going to lose weight, but it's not going to change your metabolic age. If anything, it might make it
It might
worse.
make it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I love is what you're talking about. These are very hopeful things because these are all things that you can control. They're reversible.
Yeah.
Like that's to me is a very hopeful team. Like because like dis-ease. That's what when I was watching. I think Dr. Braden or something like that when he's talking about dis-ease and he broke the two words down.
Yep.
And that when your body's not at ease, it gets sick and ages faster, and that's what causes all this stuff. Well, you can take away the dis, and now it's at ease.
That's right.
You know, and that's really what the heart of what you're about.
It is. And it's, even the people that have Ozempic, you know, they're 200 pounds overweight. I'm like, okay, do the Ozempic. Get going. But you don't want to stay on it until you're at goal weight.
Yeah.
Get it to where now you can get off your butt.
There you
and
go.
Move.
Yeah.
And come see me. I'll teach you how to continue, get away from the drug,
Yeah.
but continue that weight loss journey.
Yeah.
And so that you do get your health and your life back.
Awesome.
You know, so that's kind of, and that's really the fun thing for me is getting people's life back.
Okay.
Yeah.
They really have no hope.
Yeah.
And I work with so many young people now that's just crazy. And
I feel
they're
like there's a
mess.
movement though happening. I feel like that I don't know what age group they are, but I feel like they're kind of looking at everything and they're kind of rethinking it and saying, nah, I'm not really buying into that. And they're much more open, I think.
I think you're totally right about that. I think that, I think a lot of people are sick and tired of being sick and tired,
Yes.
right? And so I talk to those people a lot. And one of the things that we deal with is skepticism, right? Because there's everything on the internet.
So much misinformation,
Yeah,
and disinformation, and
I don't know how many people have like, listen, Google MD. I mean, if you want to do it, go ahead. But I don't want to have to be challenged every day because you keep Googling and go, well, it said this on the internet. And I'm like, you do you and I'll do me. That's one of my headaches.
I feel like we're in a world now though where sort of it's the Wizard of Oz moment where the curtain's getting pulled back.
Yeah.
And you're recognizing that, you have to look at the motive. You know, the Bible says the root of all evil is the love of money. And I think what we're all recognizing now is, well, maybe, you brought up the breakfast. You ever hear of a guy named Edward Bernays? Bernays. Check it out. He wrote a book called Propaganda. I have it. You can read it. I'll actually put it as an overlay. He was the nephew of Sigmund Freud.
Okay.
So he took all of Sigmund Freud's work on the human psychology, and he figured out his job was, and he worked for like every president up to Bill Clinton from the 1920s. And he worked for all these corporations, and he figured out his whole job was, how do you manufacture consent? How do you rule a nation with a small group of people while letting the people think that they're making the decision? So he actually, it was like the pork industry, I think, came to him and said, we want to sell more pork. He said, well, they need to eat it for breakfast.
Bacon. Ham.
Bacon and eggs.
Yeah.
So he created this whole campaign, and he did this. He published a study, and he went to doctors, universities, and he said, hey, if people will eat, ham and eggs for breakfast, they're going to be healthier. And he got like 4,000 doctors to sign off, and they started prescribing it. And that's how it got.
Breakfast.
So the culture in America, you didn't have this big, heavy breakfast. But as a result of Edward Bernays and his propaganda, he got the whole culture to adopt this whole sense of this.
Interesting.
Isn't it? You study it. It's a fact. He is and he'll tell you, like, he's got, he died in like mid-90s. He's got a lot of videos, and he's candid, talking about how easy it is to convince the rest of us.
Control the
and
brain.
like the Banana Republic, you ever hear of that term? He did this thing with the Dole Company in Guatemala. They owned all this land. Well, they had this president that came in and said, they elected him and said, hey, that's our land, and you've got to start sharing some of that profits with us. So they came to him and said, hey, how do we get this guy out of power? So he created this whole thing about the Russians being down there, and they were communists, and he got the whole country behind him, and we overthrew the government just so Dole could have the land back.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. So anyways, my point with that is, that we have to understand some of the information isn't always pure. Like the motives behind it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So I've kind of practiced through the transition of this internet.
Yes.
And I tell you, people come with stuff and you're like,
What?
and when I was younger, you kind of like, okay, blah, blah, blah. But then as I get older, I'm like, look,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be challenged. If you want to go figure that out on your own,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, and that's where
So
everybody's got to make their
and
go ahead.
it's frustrating because you're like,
For those that are listening, we have a very funny face coming from the
I'm just like,
Yeah.
what?
Yep.
Somebody said something to me, and it was today. They're like, there's bovine in that? I'm like, okay. So you really think I'm like, listen, I don't make this stuff. I just know what works.
Yeah.
And it's a supplement company that's very reputable, and they make very clean products.
Yeah.
They only sell to doctors. And then she brought up, I guess I could throw Dr. Axe under the belt. She's like, well, Dr. Axe has one. I'm like,
I don't know who Dr. Axe is.
he's just another one of the internet guru people that has his own supplement line.
Yes,
Yeah,
and that's what you
right.
always have to ask,
And
right?
I'm like,
Yep.
so he's not selling to just, he's selling to everybody.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have a reason to get that supplement. You just got to have a want.
Yeah.
Where when I'm telling somebody to take something, there's an absolute reason behind it.
Right.
That I read a laboratory of some sort to go, hey, you're deficient here. This is what you need.
Yeah.
And she just brought up this bovine thing, and I'm like, okay, hey, I tell you what, why don't you try that and let me know how it works out.
Well, speaking of
the thing is, he's going to have to spend
You were about to go
a
right.
ton of money
Yeah.
on a new test.
Wow. So speaking of supplements, so we've talked a lot about cortisol, and I think things are changing in the world of supplements. Obviously,
For sure.
there is no regulation
Nope.
on supplements, so you got to be very careful.
Thanks to Orrin Hatch. Yeah.
So there's one that you had introduced to me, which I absolutely love, called Feeling Free, and I've lived on that. And you've recently bought us another one to try. You want to talk about that just a little bit?
So
And
Feel
how
Free is
people
one of
can
those
help?
ones. It's
With-
interesting because it's kratom and kava.
Okay.
And I was telling David earlier. I said,
Kratom, which for those out there, Kratom with a K, K-A-R-A-T-O-M,
Yep.
right?
T-O-M, yeah.
If you Google it,
all kinds of stuff
All
about
kind
it.
of stuff.
We
It's
got
not
one right
trying
there.
to-
You want me to give it to you so you can show it?
yeah, throw it. All right. Real Botanicals, Kratom and
Put
Kava.
it on the camera here.
Yeah.
Grab that.
So
She's going to help us.
lots of research behind kratom, and kratom gets a little bit of a bad name, just like
Yes.
all kinds of other stuff.
Yes.
Because it is associated. It's not an opiate,
Yeah.
but it goes along in that family.
Okay.
Okay, and opiates get lots of bad raps. If you think about heroin was designed by the Bayer Corporation.
Really?
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
wow,
Right?
gosh. Yeah.
And it was really designed to help soldiers that were being shot, to help with pain,
Oh, wow.
because there wasn't, jetbacks and all of that back in those war times.
Yeah.
Wow.
And of course, then they started finding all the side effects with it. So that's where opiates started getting a bad rap. And we use them today, Vicodins and Percocets, because it does help with pain.
Yeah.
The kratom that they use there, it's in a very small amount, and it's a very hard word to say, 7-hydroxymarginine.
Wow.
You've come up with some fancy names
Yeah,
today.
I think I got
Hey, if
that
you can
right.
spell that, put it in the comments.
I can't spell that. And then kava. So it does help with some pain. And then the kava that goes along with it is more of the mood booster.
The mood booster?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So talking about cortisol, this is why I wanted to
Yeah,
bring this in.
so those are things that are going to improve your mood with the least amount of side effects.
Gotcha.
So, and it's going to give you more energy. Why? Because you're not being dragged down.
Yeah.
And even the kratom, kratom's been around long enough. And just like you said, if you start Googling this stuff, you're going to be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And what I tell everybody, I'm like, do you take Tylenol? Sure. Google it.
Tylenol.
It just
It is one of the worst things you
Worst
can
thing.
put. It literally
It is.
destroys your liver.
Yeah, but
this
it's on
is, like,
every
terrible.
store.
And it's prescribed in every hospital
Yep.
for pain.
And children, if you're teething, children's
Tylenol.
Tylenol.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the things and that's where I get back to that internet search when people are like, it's got bovine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're taking a leave every day.
Yeah,
You don't even know what you're doing
this
to yourself.
stuff, and
Yeah.
I've told people like, do you shower in that water?
Yeah, right.
So that's the part that does drive us a little bit crazy as doctors, is because there is so much, and it's cool. I get it. I want people to be
Right.
educated.
Right.
But when I'm recommending something, it's something that I have researched and
Yeah.
go, okay, now can you abuse it? Sure, because it is associated with those opiates that you could become addicted to that type of thing. And there's many other supplements out there that could happen the same way. Vitamin D, you can get vitamin D toxicity. If you
Yeah,
take
you
too much.
can.
You have too much.
So
Well, I think we talked about this pre-show, right? Was addictions happen in a lot of areas, right? I mean, people have addictions to food, they have addictions to alcohol. Well, and now that TV, internet,
Yep.
like,
There's look at the porn industry went crazy with the internet.
right?
Yep.
They thought that internet porn was going to create more sexual deviance and create more crime.
Yep.
And it actually decreased it.
Yep. Yeah.
And so there's so many things out there that and you can probably find the good and the bad in just about anything.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, and I
so-
think it's one thing that I found was, and I tried it. So it was in your office, and I went in. I was so low on energy one day, and it was an energy, not an energy drink, but like an energy
Yep,
tonic.
just an
And I was
energy
like,
boost.
I'm just going to try this. And literally within 15 minutes, I felt the most amazing I'd felt. It almost like gave me this level.
Yeah.
I felt like myself again, and not just energy, but just focus, emotions, and that's part of my daily supplement regimen.
Yeah, I think the kava is the main player there.
Okay, so
we were talking. I
kava-
don't know if you were in the room. We were
No,
talking
I
about
don't
it's from
think so.
Vanuatu.
Yes, from
And-
Australia.
Yeah, it was near New Zealand.
New
Vanuatu is this little island that a kid that grew up near my children, who was at my house all the time, his mother is from Vanuatu.
Wow.
And he was like, I asked him about it when I learned that it was from Vanuatu, and he's like, oh yeah, people chew on kava root all the time.
Just to help them with energy.
Well, they don't know any difference. I mean, they don't wear shoes and socks over there.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things that it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Right? And there's no side effects to kava. And because it does make you feel good, I'm like, let me
So
chill.
can I ask you a question? Because one of the things, food really affects your mood. It affects
Oh,
everything. It
sure.
affects your happiness. I mean, that's why so many people, what do you do when you're sad? You comfort
Ice
food.
cream.
We call it comfort
But you
food,
feel
right?
worse because you get inflamed.
Well, but as you're changing,
Yeah,
and that's why I think with these supplements, some of these things, it's why I wanted to talk about it was as people are going through this program and as they might be experiencing, it's okay, and these are safe products, and that's really what I want you to talk to is like, is it okay for somebody to say, hey, look, maybe, because, when you're intermittent fasting, you might feel low energy a little bit.
For sure.
Right?
Especially when you're detoxing, because in the
Yes.
beginning, your body's not used to it, and you start getting rid of these toxins that you thought were normal.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, you're talking about how food makes you feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as you get cleaned up, so we eat food because we're sad, because it's excitatory, but what happens the next day?
Right.
Right? So you might have this, but then you got that.
Yes.
a
So
roller
it might bring you
coaster.
up a little bit, but then you crash.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, even with me, because I'm good through the week, that might be a little bad on the weekends.
Yeah.
And I was noticing on Monday I wasn't as happy as I was the rest of the time.
Yeah.
And it was just because of the way food is affecting us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so different supplements like this is a great adjunct to go, man, I'm having a great day today. What did I do? Well, I did this. Well, let me try the Kava and Kratom.
Yeah.
And it does give you that. And one of the cool things that I like about it is you get that mental focus.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
She locks in.
I just love it. Get stuff
When
done.
she does it, like literally.
We call it GSD.
Yep.
Get shit done.
Yeah, she does.
Get
Yeah.
in the GSD mode.
I call her Central Command, right? Like when she's locked in, it's like
It's really cool the way that it affects the brain chemistry on a non-toxic level.
Yes, and that's what I absolutely love. So the other thing that I actually was just saying to David today, I've noticed a lot, is how CBD and THC drinks, there's so many more versus as an alcohol alternative.
Yeah.
They're all advertising that you don't get hangovers. I mean, what are your thoughts on these micro dosing?
So
it's a different product.
I know it's a
though.
different product, and you don't
I
sell
do
it,
like
but-
microdosing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think microdosing is good. They're actually doing it with psilocybin and even LSD.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't know much about the microdosing with LSD as I do the psilocybin.
What's psilocybin?
Psilocybin in magic mushrooms.
Oh,
Got
okay.
you. I've
Yep.
seen a ton of like lion's mane mushrooms.
Yeah,
that
well,
they use
psilocybin is
Well,
going to be in
it's
that
probably
family,
different.
but
Okay.
it's a little different. But
Okay.
what they were doing is, one was alcohol abuse.
Okay.
So they were using the psilocybin with the alcoholics because it's repairing neural pathways.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the psilocybin in that microdose,
Isn't that funny how neural pathways
Oh,
are
and
the-
then-
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well, it's a
so,
good subject, yeah.
Yeah.
when
go
we
on.
start talking about neural pathways, what is that? Everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your whole life.
Your whole life.
You're
And
creating
what's
them.
destroying neural pathways?
Everything.
And near everything.
Yeah.
And so by microdosing, they're not getting the euphoria or the high. So you're not getting this out of body experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're repairing neural pathways, and all of a sudden you can think clearer and you're happier because.
And that's exactly what they're advertising. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. I don't know if I
but
fully
psilocybin's
understand.
illegal in not all states, in some states, just like THC.
Yeah.
And so I think that they got a bad rap, just like heroin used to be. What was it? It was the make sure I get this right. I believe they called it the housewife's elixir
Oh.
No way.
before the Truth in Labeling came out.
Okay.
And what was happening was women, and this is 1920.
Okay.
They had the elixir at the drugstore, the housewife elixir, like, so they're getting high off heroin.
I didn't know.
And that could be getting this mixed up with cocaine.
Well,
Because they're all
I
legal.
mean, they just as
cocaine was
bad.
Coca-Cola was cocaine.
But I'm pretty sure it was heroin.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden these people were becoming addicted to it.
Okay.
And they were using it for pain because that's how it was developed, was
Yeah.
for pain.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it became, well, you can only use it for acute pain. Well, the people that had chronic pain were already addicted, and so they're going crazy. And so then that's how it got wiped off the market.
Okay.
And then now the illegal stuff showed up
Yeah.
because you're not going to get rid of it forever.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the
fascinating.
story with a lot of drugs.
Okay.
And that's where the LSD, the psilocybin, even the opiates.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is uses for them, but they abuse them. It's like everything. Alcohol's been abused.
Yeah.
Food.
Food's being abused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything gets abused by
Yeah.
somebody somewhere, and that's
Yeah.
where the bad rap comes. And that's where now with the internet you can find the good and bad and everything.
Yeah.
But it's difficult
Wow.
to figure it out.
This has been great.
Are there any other relaxants, I guess, you would recommend?
Or
to
help with the energy and focus, because I think that's the key.
I mean,
too,
I say
'cause-
relaxants, you understand what I'm saying.
So there's a lot of them out there. The supplement companies we use, Premier Research or Optimal Health Systems,
Yeah, I use
this is where they're only selling to doctors. One product's called Tranquinol, which is great anti-anxiety. It's got magnolia bark in it, got valerian root. So it's a combination of things. And so, of course, what is good for anxiety? Magnolia bark.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Valerian
natural.
root is calming. It's just like, melatonin helps people go to sleep,
Yeah.
but it's not going to keep you asleep. Melatonin helps you go to sleep.
Yeah.
GABA is your stay asleep.
Okay.
Oh,
What's
okay.
GABA?
GABA is a neurotransmitter, but there's supplements that are going to affect your GABA.
Okay. Huh.
Okay.
Wow. And magnesium? That's
Magnesium's calming depending on the type.
good? Okay.
So there's all different kinds.
Yeah.
Oxide and citrate aren't very absorbable. Your malates, tarates, and glycinates are going to be more absorbable, so you're going
Okay.
to get more of the benefits of the magnesium.
Okay.
Whereas the oxide and citrates, you'll get more of the laxative effects.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
You ever need a
Stay away
colonoscopy?
from those.
Well, when you get a colonoscopy, they're giving you magnesium citrate.
Oh, I got
That's
you.
what's in that little jar.
Okay.
Wow, okay. Well, this has been so
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, there's so much more we
I
can
almost
dig
feel like,
into.
we almost have to do this like weekly.
But this is what I love about the functional medicine. They use all these alternative remedies to help with issues.
Well, the
So-
main thing with that is we don't want to create other problems.
Correct.
Yes.
And with the alternate, I know with like the enzymes, there's no interaction.
Right.
A lot
That's
of
the
stuff
main-
does
They're working
not
with the
interact
body.
with
Yeah.
each other. Like
Yeah.
if I took one herb, it's not going to be affected with another herb.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you can't overdose on these things. This is what.
And they're not destroying your organs,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
liver, and all that
There's
Yeah.
no
stuff.
side effects. I mean, you could abuse anything,
Yeah.
but most of them, especially the ones that I work with, you could take the whole bottle of it and really do nothing but waste your money.
Yeah.
So let's wrap this up with this. So, Asher, put it on the camera, Dr. Bradley. So talk to the person out there who, obviously, you're accepting new patients, and this is what you do. Talk to somebody out there who's like, who could use you right now? Who can you help? Who can you?
David, that is a loaded question.
I want to know because like I know that there's going to be somebody that finds this that's like this is a little bit hopeful for them. It's like talk to them and they contact you, reach out to you. Like,
So the biggest thing that I see and I love working with is the people that can't figure out what's wrong. So there's a couple of classifications of people that I work with. Of course, the weight loss is the weight loss. I want to lose weight, fine, do you qualify? But there's people out there that don't feel good and don't know why. Those are always really interesting because that's my detective work.
Yep.
And then there's the people out there that have been diagnosed. They still don't feel good, and they've gone down lots of different roads. And those are the people that, one of the first things I tell them, I'm like, well, yeah, you've been labeled this, but nobody's really figured out why it's happening to you.
Got it.
God didn't pick you,
Yep.
right?
Can you give me, sorry to interrupt, some examples if someone has cancer? Could you help them with that?
So I don't treat cancer.
But there are holistic doctors that do.
Well,
ADHD.
the way with cancer works, if you got cancer, that's fine. I'm happy to help. I've done tons of cancer symposiums and studied it. My mother passed away from cancer, so I became quite versed.
Yeah.
And the reason I say I don't treat cancer because I'm not an oncologist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What I do treat is the human body.
Yep.
Okay.
And so with cancer, all I do is make sure that I got the human body functioning at as optimally as I possibly can.
To beat it. Is that right?
Well, I mean, it's
Well,
always a side effect.
but
right?
well, what I've heard is I've heard every human has cancer cells.
We all do.
But that a healthy body
Battles
can battle it.
Yep.
You know, so what you're saying is you can help them get to the optimal side on this side, and then that gives you a greater chance, I guess, or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
so
Like,
the reason that we do develop a cancer is because the immune system can no longer
fight it
fight it. Why?
because it's all
the
messed
Well,
inside.
what's taking up the time in the body, or what processes are being used instead of fighting that
So
cancer cell?
so you're letting the body get homeostasis.
Yeah,
So it
you're,
can.
you're getting things to get out of the way so that it can handle that.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't tell anybody to stop taking drugs.
Yeah.
I don't tell anybody any of that. I'm just like, well, how well can I get your body to work?
Yeah.
Right. So the most fun is people like, I don't feel good, don't know why, because figuring that out, and I don't necessarily come in like, well, this is what you got.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
go, well, here's what's going on.
Yeah.
And this is causing that, and this is causing that, and that will make you feel like this.
And you have tests that you use.
Yep, absolutely.
You had
So
told
we
me-
use blood, urine, saliva, stool, hair.
Okay.
And that can all be done from a distance.
Yep.
So
Yeah, those are just things that I order, and most outside of blood work will send you to a lab.
Yeah.
Almost everything else is at home test.
Yeah.
That are sent off to a lab and analyzed, and then I get the results.
Okay.
So
And then here
Who
on the
you treat?
island, for those who are local,
Yeah.
They can come and see you.
They can't see me in person.
Okay.
Unless you want to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I am all virtual now.
All virtual. Okay.
Yep, so I do, and there's people here that are like, I'd really like to sit down and talk to you, and that's fine. I'll meet them. I tend to not to go to homes.
Yeah.
But I'll meet them out somewhere if they really want to talk to me in person.
Okay.
Just so they can get an idea of what's going on. And it seems like since I've been virtual doing they're like Zooms, not exactly Zooms.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm sitting across from you right
It
now.
is.
Yeah.
We do it with real estate.
Yeah, so it's real close. Some people want that in person, and I'm like, I don't know if I notice any difference now. The phone didn't work for me. I didn't like that, but the videos I do.
Yeah.
Video chat.
I do the same thing. Yeah, it works.
So, okay, so the people that you're trying to investigate and find out what's going on, somebody that comes to you that already has a label you can work with.
Yep. So
Yeah.
and you don't have to have a label. It's really people that want to feel optimal.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you feel good, and you just don't know what optimal is. You want to be
Right.
better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the hardest.
Yeah.
Because at least when you got something, I'm like, all right, here's where we look.
Yeah.
The people that have got the label, they're a little easier because I know where to look. I know
Yeah.
what the breakdown of the system is. I don't feel good and I don't know why. A little more difficult, but I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions so that I can determine where do we look. Right? There's tons of tests out there, and I don't have any set test because everybody's different. Everybody's problem's a little bit different.
Yeah.
So that question's always so hard for me. Like, who do you want? And I'm like,
Well, no, that's good.
The
Well,
hard messed up
but I think it's great for people who are out there. So how do they get a hold of you? Is it like, do you have a website, LinkedIn, Facebook?
so I'm on all those things. My website is drbradmorris.com.
Okay.
And then, of course, I got a phone number, 843-962-6855.
And we'll put that up.
That rings right to my cell phone. My cell phone doesn't ring. As you can see, it's been sitting there, and I'm hitting buttons on my watch,
Yeah.
declining calls. And I will call you back. And so
Okay.
I do handle it all myself. And usually what I do is I kind of do a discovery call.
Yeah.
And go, hey, is this going to be a good fit?
Okay.
And then if it is, then we'll go through the paperwork process and
Okay.
lab testing and whatnot.
That's
and you
awesome.
are also a chiropractor as well.
I am, which
Yes.
since I'm virtual, it makes it really hard to
I know, you don't practice as much.
So listen, if you're listening to the show, obviously in the descriptions on Buzzsprout and all of the platforms, we'll have the links. But if you want to watch it, go to YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Real Talk HHI, so it's YouTube at Real Talk HHI. We'll put everything in there as well. But we encourage you. You're talking to Dale's really.
Well, you did it.
I did it
You may not have visited
vicariously,
Dr. Bradley,
but it works, and we've done everything. We've done, like, gosh, since I've known you, like how
Body
many
for Life, that will take you way
We've
back.
done the Body for Life, P90X.
You know.
Yeah, I mean all that. But
The keto
out
diet.
of all of it, I think for me, what this did for me was just help me simplify it. I think would be the
And
word.
it helped us understand our personal bodies.
Right.
David's body works different than my body.
Yeah.
So we can tailor our meals, we can tailor our lifestyle based on what we know. And I think as women, that was what was so frustrating for me, Dr. Bradley, is I didn't know what I didn't know about my body.
Right.
And you really helped me figure that out. And I have so much more confidence now when I go out to a restaurant. I know exactly what I need to eat
Yeah.
and not eat. And
Yep.
we didn't even touch that about going to restaurants and how you eat. But it just helped me in so many ways know what works for me. Whereas before I felt like I was in the dark.
100%. You know, and to everybody, we talk about lifestyle.
Yeah.
There's no lifestyle without life. You know, so you have to have optimal life to have the lifestyle. And if you want to live the lifestyle, you have to make this decision for you. And you have to work with great guides and teachers and doctors that can help you. And that's what we think Dr. Bradley presents.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for being on the show.
My pleasure.
Well, and if you've really enjoyed the show, please subscribe.
Yes.
Like and subscribe.
Share.
We need that.
Help us get the word out there. But
This is great information.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate
Yeah,
you.
thank
And
you,
thank
Dr.
you again
Bradley.
for everything you've done for us.
my
promise
pleasure.
you'll come back?
I'll
Yes.
come back.
Yes.
Awesome. Sounds good.
I always have a
All
great time.
Thank you. Awesome.
Don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe to Real Talk Hilton Head and leave us a review to help others discover the low country lifestyle.